not that much to go off on yet. Otherwise, it's just ZETA still having some pretty strong ways to fight in post plants, and that's something that RRQ will have to watch out for in the later rounds.
Yeah, look, I mean, you're not really going to gather too much information off of the back of a lost pistol and an eco round. There's not really much you can get there from RRQ. This first gun round, though, is where we're going to have to see them flex a little bit on the defensive side.
We're back for another Pacific.
Ever since he was in Challengers, he did put up some numbers, but not, you know, the most striking ones. ZETA, though, this time avoiding A side completely. They will just happily set themselves in. Not much that Xvero could do, but he fishes around.
How has he got away with so much there?
Oh no.
That felt like it should have been much cleaner for ZETA Division. They were all just sort of milling about on the site. And about 3 or 4 kills through a smoke, and this round is essentially over. XDLL will see what he can do.
Oh.
It was maybe a bit more exciting than it ought to have been. Lethargic start, I think it's fair to say, for both ZETA and RRQ here, but RRQ getting themselves the round.
Yeah, I mean, what can we say? It really just isn't the cleanest of rounds from both teams, but this is a nice bit of recovery from RRQ, you know, playing around the smokes. ZETA just don't expect it, which is kind of odd. But at the same time, on the open positions, that's just what you're going to be susceptible to. XDL does kind of manage to bring it back a bit. But you can also see, like, RRQ, with their double duelists, they have their own ways of trying to bring things back, maybe just brute force at times. Either way, though, for the next round out, both teams now have the buys.
Oh, he got a dink.
To see how ZETA puts another round together, maybe.
これ窓ワンチャンある。ドローン見たドローンミット。これ犬欲しいなこれ C。いいよ。これ最終ウルトラ行くわ。ミット系ねこれ。サイファーセットアップ A じゃない。
これ窓見とくわ。
サイファーセットアップ A かも。行くわ。プッシュ何使ったかわかる。パラ
見とか
パラネオンさん。
見とかったね今。
じゃ最後 C 見てもいいかもな。見えないよ。取り返せたよ。
あでミッド。
俺残るよ C。
あでミッド取ってるよ。
あで A インフォ取ってないからもう A 捨てて BC でゲームできるかも。OK。
どうやの注意これまだ。
白俺取れてる。カビいなかった？なかったいなかった。
Love it. It's very active comms, and they're clearly worried about the trip being broken up from behind, but also having players inserted up towards A, so they're just keeping their options open. Eco, unfortunately, though, getting taken down. That opens things up for RRQ.
Yeah, it's an awkward angle for Eco to be on, because they can come from high or they can come from low. Your crosshair placement is a bit of a 50-50 there. That's the opposite of what he wants to, and he goes down for free. So that is a bit of a headache now for ZETA Division to try to put together. They are going to pop the Seekers here, see if they can find a little bit more info and dislodge the RRQ defense as a result. It's not gone well for Absol, but for Shota Zero, things have started to turn around. That plant now going down on B. RRQ tasked with a pretty hefty retake. Monyan sharp for the first, but not the second. Leaves Xvero alone in a 1-on-2. He's
Hey,
too much HP.
1v1.
Fight, but he's got no idea where Shota is coming
He
from.
doesn't know.
Tap on the defuse. He's going to bring the peak, but Xvero with the swing. And RRQ will take a cheeky round.
In the back of my mind, I was like, he's going to swing, and he's probably going to win it.
I mean, what are you going to do? The spike's just planted not quite out in the open for you, and you have no choice but to try and push up. Maybe he was trying to count down the timing, the seconds towards the halfway defuse, but he just can't quite catch on to it, and the sudden swing out from Xvero then. I mean, the team does not too bad, you know, trying to react to every little piece that RRQ plays around. They actually managed to bait out some pieces of utility, toss in their own, wait out for the flashes to come through before they actually take the B site. But that's it. Post plants still losing numbers bit by bit. Not quite the best, and now anti-eco available. It's an outlaw. Xvero holds garage. Eco though.
It's a nice kill for Eco. RRQ have all the info as to where ZETA are at the moment. It looks like Crazy Guy wants to continue to go hunt for a little bit more space. See if he can maybe chase Eco down.
Or at least to hold the spot. Perhaps when it's down to about a minute or so, he drones. Bit of a risky position though, so there may be some support being called over if Monyan close by now. But then at the same time, Sugar Zero continuing to hold outside of garage. Still leaves things open for ZETA if they do decide to pivot back. And that could be what they're just about to do. Ooh, that's enough info.
45 25 seconds though. ZETA Division still have time to change things up.
Yes, this is what we need to see. Okay, Eco, he can pull off some fakes. He's got the gate crash. He can bring the attention away, especially with the dimensional drift now.
Spots
so
three.
RRQ thinks it's going to be an A hit, but not quite, not fully.
Well, it is going to be an A hit from Eco. And RRQ will have to spend quite a bit of time trying to dig him out. Plant, meanwhile, going down on C.
Okay, they bought the fake.
That's a good kill from Sugar Zero just to secure the advantage. By the way, Eco still having to find his way.
Okay, all
across
from
toward this
Jemkin.
side, so RRQ going to try and get in front of that retake a little bit. The trip
Another trip,
causing
not clear.
A massive problem for Jemkin. He will eventually get sent back. No kill through for Crazy Guy or for the rest of RRQ just yet. They have just got no space on this side at all that time.
Now it's a
gonna be kicking
3v3.
away.
Oh, the wall lasts
Hello,
the whole
Division. Surely you
defuse.
can't let this one happen. A half secured one yet with another kill now.
Someone.
Crazy Guy as well. Swings
Oh, what a kill. What a kill.
That
That was
bit too close
big.
for comfort, though. That felt
Good
like it
target
should be around
selection.
hook line and sinker for ZETA Division, but it comes down to a 1v1.
Precisely. Oh my God. You just have to be screaming like, someone do something. They're on the spike, please. But this is pretty darn incredible as well that they actually managed to complete that thrifty. Had some advantages towards the rounds. Did start to lose some of it at some points, especially with the Phoenix coming in, spotting out XDLL's little sneaky position. But at least Showdown lands the shots at the ends. I think if Xfero didn't break the TP towards the back end, he might have been able to get away with something, but unfortunately. Here we go, though. The next round up, this time it's RQ on the Eco. They're trying to fish for something, or at least to give their players position to push up a Bay lobby.
Yeah, well, you can see Zan's got himself a Bucky in hand, so wants to try and close the gap. Good choice from ZETA Division once again to go towards C. There's really not a whole lot of defense over there. We've already tested the retake attempts from RRQ a couple of times, and generally ZETA have been successful once they've got that plan down. That, however,
Flash is available.
Nah, no way.
Second Malaysian
Wow.
representative, by the way. Played on
Wow.
did pretty well in Split 1 challengers this year. And you can definitely see why. Like, this is what we were talking about. Yeah, he does have similar roles to Monyet, but you know, if you have a second Monyet, that's pretty cool as well. Why not for RRQ? And he comes in with this 4K off thrifty overdrive positions that I guess ZETA weren't fully expecting. Again, they do have the sight, but they kind of forget about certain positions. No one's marking garage.
Oh, Kalea off of the outlaw.
yeah, ZETA trying to pick the pace up a little bit.
Oh, the
RRQ
reload.
are ready for it.
Reload.
So much
It's gonna
pace
take
here.
so
He's got
long
players over towards long as
to
well.
get
This is
those
gonna
2
be
bullets
another
back.
overdrive getting farmed up pretty damn quick, smart.
Someone tries to
Right now.
shoot.
There's a
Oh,
4K
an
back-to-back
ace?
for
An
Zan.
outlaw ace?
And of course on for the ace here, although it looks like Showtouch is going to
No,
walk straight
they're
to Xfero, who will
damn,
pick up
what a
very
4K.
easy kill. And RRQ are right back on top.
Swiftly. A thrifty did not knock them off. Killster. It's just pretty awesome as well. I think Xfero kind of hesitated for a second, thinking if he could, like, maybe somehow give it up for Zan, get another overdrive, but either way, it's still pretty good. And you can definitely tell the spirits are up for the Indonesian team. They can continue off of this momentum now. ZETA just committing some mistakes, you know, leaving some spots open or not quite fully considering what RQ may throw at them. So they're going to have to perhaps keep cooler heads, take things a little bit slower. It's an ace split now, very clear cut.
Yeah, easier said than done. Gate crash forward by the
Finally,
way.
Euro's back.
Go, trying to take that forward space alongside Absol. Doesn't quite work out as Monyet catches
Hey,
up
we
with
get the
him, so
trade.
do get the 1-for-1 on the way into the site. That's not too bad.
Switch
for ZETA.
guns,
Spike
so
line
Zan
going
can-
down as well.
Can enter.
RRQ pretty aware of what's happening though. Well set up for the retake. Seekers will slow them down a touch further.
Maya does have ult, but he's probably not going to use it.
Shove. RRQ
Maybe they're trying to bait out the
make their move.
neon ult.
Zan once again has to lead that charge. The fast lane
Okay,
cutting off
nice
some
flash.
safe space on the
Trades.
site, not for long enough, but it's Jemkin in there for a
3v2.
couple of
No,
quick trades that might
2v2.
make this interesting. He needs to
Timing
do
peak.
some more work though. Helping
Oh,
out, gets the better of Shota, and now it's all on Absol, who
I think
is
they
just
win this.
spamming
They
through
have
to try and deny
Okay.
that defuse,
Yep.
but there's no chance. Jemkin
Jemkin with
shuts
3.
it down. RRQ.
That's what I love to
5-3
see.
lead.
And it feels like they're just going to continue building off of this as well. This snowball, it's getting larger. Jordan, oh my God, I don't know what to say. Like, this looks a little bit out of sorts. It feels like a desperate overdrive coming out from Absol. I don't know if there was like a huge spike tap or what, but yeah, the smoke goes down and he immediately just goes in full blazing, trying desperately to stick onto anything, but it's just not going through. And it's just very lovely retake protocols from, actually honestly from both teams. You're just kind of waiting out each other's turn. ZETA goes in with their own little set play. Yeah, you got, very clear fast lane, TP off to the side, Eco comes in and is able to take a different line. The whole team aggresses off of it. But for RRQ, like, that's what they want. You just spent quite a bit of utility to take the site, and then RRQ can come in with their own. Zen has his own fast lane. He pulls the attention away. Jemkin, Monyet taking a side flank coming out from a link, and they're pretty capable players themselves as well. Again, Monyet, Zen, they're just kind of like cut from the same cloth. So this is honestly still proving to be a pretty tough fight for ZETA. Even though it feels like they had quite a decent chance, still kind of, all things considered, the underdogs of this matchup. But we'll see what Coach Ryota can do together for the team again. Adaptations was always something that they, I guess, struggled with, as Mika mentions. But back to what's worked out. So a bit of conditioning towards A. Oh, this is so good.
Hey, Jemkin.
Interesting from Jemkin as well that he's sort of keen to have a fight at Garage.
Okay, there's 2 there. I was about to say Jemkin might get punished.
The test is going to be in from
Yep.
ZETA, but util in hand. It gets a little bit awkward.
Say 3v3.
Do come through for ZETA. That's a mishap for RRQ.
I mean,
Around
they
the
might get
shoot,
info
pretty comfortably
if
B there.
Sand
Monyet's
breaks the
gonna take
trip,
a risk
but
now, set himself
given
up
that he's
outside of B.
has the op, very unlikely.
Drone going into C. They're obviously concerned about the possibility of a garage push here from ZETA, who have instead actually just held still. Now it's all
Oh, is Manya ready?
here to make sure he
3? He gets
and
3,
he
yep.
does a 3K. If you're going to play that position, you need to get work done, and he does. 6-3 for RRQ. They avoid the iceberg. That was getting awkward for a moment, though.
Just a bit. The swing out. But I imagine it's off of, the little reaction, just spotting out players towards A. They thought they maybe had some space. They tried to capitalize on it. There was no big flash or anything, but still pretty comfortable considering the fact it's an anti-eco. And as you call it, Monyet just steps up to the plate. He's got that full spray transfer down, so still capable. Meanwhile, what does that say then to the mentality of the
They're gonna spot the op.
players? They're trying A side, they're trying conditioning.
They're still
back
gonna
to C now.
try to punish it, but there's 3 here. Okay, get a frag. He gets out with the ult, getting some info. They don't have to force. They don't have to force into the site. Oh, my bad. My bad. They know what they're doing.
That was looking awkward for a moment for ZETA, but RRQ faltering. Shokta too late to deny the plan or even cause any damage, so this will be a tough one for Crazy Guy. One might even say an impossible one here in the 1v3.
Yeah, clearly planted for C long. If he does, push onto the spike, he has to worry about potential players creeping inside of Garage. It's an Odin as well, so if he does hop off of the tap, it's going to take a bit of time before the gun gets readied up again. So he has to bait them out somehow, but they don't need to. They don't need to go into the open.
Well, triple swing, there's really nothing you can do there. That's about the easiest round ZETA's going to win. 4 up. Making it not an easy day at the office for RRQ, it has to be said, but RRQ sort of progressing solidly enough, I would say, in this half at the moment.
I mean, feels like we might be on for a 7-5 unless we see something like truly game-changing from ZETA. Not so far, though, at least for this fight, however. They did manage to bring things back. Eco, again, is proving to be quite a factor. Dimensional Drift towards the back of site has a bit of support as well, and they just, you know, off of the information they had from their fallen teammates, were able to poke some holes at the choke points. Next round up, RRQ tries to put out some roadblocks. Jiggle peek towards middle as well, but ZETA's gonna need a drone pretty soon.
Good shot from Zan. Not the same can be said though for Crazy Guy, and now Zan in a bit of pressure here. He's gonna go back and try to find Eco.
That goes crazy.
The line doesn't work out favorably for him. You said Eco being a bit of a difference maker for ZETA. Once again in this round, he is doing that.
Damn, walking with the knife out is crazy.
Test some space, gets a smoke down at least to try and
Everybody's here. It's a full 4-on-3. They have time to rotate.
Across from RRQ though, the cancel is a good call
That's
from
what they're gonna do.
Yeah, it's still 3v4. Truth be told, RQ maybe doesn't seriously need to play that far up front. Jemkin with the run it back. We'll see how that goes, but
Whoa.
that's what we like to see from Jemkin. Flash around the corner, but Eco is doing just as well. Jemkin for another one is single-handedly holding on to this side. Now it's Xfero's turn.
Trigger discipline
Eco
moment.
will be finished off,
Oh,
and so
wow.
too Absol. That is
True cypher
brilliant
play.
patience from Xfero, and a really solid hold as well from Jemkin. 7-4 on the board.
definitely some 10 out of 10 heads-up shooting right there. Zen with the initial shot. Yeah, the numbers kind of go, you know, upside down at some points. But it's this, I don't know, I still feel like it's a bit of mistakes committed by ZETA. The cancel, they're not clearing corners. They're assuming that the side is clear or that maybe RQ might have rotated off elsewhere. And no one, not a single person, has the cognizance to go for it, to check and clear it. It's just not great. Move on for another round though, and RQ's just constantly swapping their setups around. This is now just a very desperate take towards the B site.
Okay, Jemkin just seemed to lose Sugar Zero in that fast lane somehow, so easy entry in onto B. ZETA with a very fast plan as well. Retake yet to come again from RRQ. Util's getting tossed every which way at this point, but the kills are just not there for RRQ. Zan goes sliding in, good for only the one. This is slowly but surely falling away from RRQ, and ZETA will indeed secure that 7-5. So your predictions haven't been very good this split so far, Crack, but at least that one was on point.
7-5. Yeah, you know, it just feels like both teams are a little bit even. They have their own set plays and ideas. This was clearly one from ZETA, which worked out pretty neatly, gotta say. But RQ has their own too. It's just sometimes it doesn't quite work out. This one, they didn't have the right reaction. I don't know what went on with Jemkin. Must have been maybe blinded or deafened somehow. But it's that fast lane as well, and being able to creep up towards the back of the site is lovely stuff. And you know, it's a pretty good way to beat the operator that has been kind of a problem for a handful of the rounds, I guess. It's not like the most game-defining thing that we've seen from Zen or
300 ACS.
It was
while they're
noticeable.
losing.
Anytime they tried to push into towards A, yeah, Zen was maybe up by short or long. C site, you could consider that as well. You just don't really see an op towards B too much. So beat the op by pace, come in with a fast set play, and it works. RQ just couldn't quite get the retake in time. However, with the next half then, I mean, you got to think about how you're going to work around a Neon Phoenix, which has been quite the meta. It's just, the potential for set plays are tremendous. And of course, you got the Sova to break Cypher trips and everything. I mean, Eco is still going to have to, I think, put bluntly, carry, kind of.
Not too many, if any, timeouts coming through in that first half. So similar to the first game of yesterday, it feels as though this second half is going to be the one where we're really going to see that impact from the coaching booth. It kind of indicates that that first half was working enough for both teams to feel comfortable with how things were proceeding. And we'll see what RRQ can indeed do on this attack. It's going to be a sort of solo lurk forward here from Xfero.
Trap play.
Stuck in the corner. Nowhere to go. Easy kill for Absol. However, Easy plan for RRQ over towards C. So I don't know, is it worth it? A free kill for a free plan? I'm not sure which one I would rather have in this circumstance, but that's a very fast rotate down C long from ZETA Division, and I wonder if RRQ are going to be prepared for it. I don't think they are. Crazy Guy just going to be completely caught out in no man's land. Flash there to try to slow them down. Jemkin desperate for some heals, pops his own. And gets
How is RRQ
well,
the team that's not ready?
from ZETA, but already
ZETA should at
this
least be
round
the
is gonna
team
be a
that's not
little bit
ready.
out of hand for RRQ. Some more delaying util in the form of a relay bolt, but I don't think it's going to stop ZETA. Smoke goes through. Sugar Zero already haven't found that entry that he needs. There's just a flood of bodies head in the direction of Jemkin and Monyet, and really nothing to be done about it. So RRQ will let the pistol slip.
And that's both pistols for ZETA now. Pretty great for them to start off the bat. I mean, this is amazing. First kill immediately, and it's unfortunately Xfero who gets pinched. I mean, no way that he could have gotten out. And because he was taken down, there's no Sentinel to mark the flank, no trips to worry about. ZETA just comfortably strolls all the way through from the back, finds themselves up towards C long, and definitely giving the fans something to cheer about, some reason to celebrate. But you know, that's just one of those rounds where Xfero was lost. I still need to see more.
Different
Wow.
approach this time from RRQ. Just going to use that cage to cross onto short. XDLL will spot them out, try to slow them down. They don't want to be slowed down at all. Zan is keen to continue to push his way forward. Fast lane obscuring the vision of the defenders for a moment. Not long enough, of course, as ZETA make short work of the anti-eco. Just a 1 kill coming through there for Monyet. Scoreline equalized back at 7-7, and ZETA are right back in.
Yes, we got one. Monyet got one, and I think it's just still at least something. But either way, though, this is once more very lovely reactions coming out from ZETA. You see the cage, something's afoot. Let's go with the Trailblazer, and immediately they call it out, all the information. As soon as RQ even sets foot onto site, they get pelted with everything, every flash in the book. And that's what ZETA's composition has as well. Maybe not the most in terms of stall or delay, but you do have flashes for strong retakes or fast floods.
It's a good flash in the face of Absol. He's just spamming wildly, desperate to survive, but there will be no way that he can do that against the onslaught from RRQ, who get both the entries on A long in the end. It's a much better start to this round for them on the attack than some of the previous. You've got that lurk coming through from Shota, but I don't think it's really going to have enough of an impact. It's going to be way too late to do anything. It might even be cut off. Of course, the site taken in the end anyway by RRQ. So that's gone a little more to plan. Xfero will catch the freebie.
He wants Crazy Guy to have the kill.
Maybe not, yeah. It's going to go to Jemkin
Like they know where he's headed to.
or Crazy Guy.
Either
Crazy
way,
Guy.
it's going to be a win for, I mean, like the alt points for either of these two.
Hey, that's min-maxing it. That is min-maxing for sure. Crazy Guy does get that Hunter's Fury.
I just can't believe like you're actually getting away with it. Yo, we see him out by mid. He's gonna go to A-Link. I'm gonna chill. Crazy Guy, Chong, just sit there and wait. He's gonna come to you.
Let's see how big that's going to be in this upcoming round. You know, that if that Hunter's Fury comes through and wins the round for them, then
It really could. Post-plant for a site hit. You never know. At the same time, though, okay, first full buy for ZETA. So we'll start things off with RRQ. Oh, straight down middle. Let's take a listen into their comms.
Hey, link clear, guys. Plant open, okay? Plant open. Go. Backside, I mean. Low. I need 69. He's 1 HP. He's 1 HP. 1 HP gone.
I forgot to mod you guys. Yeah. Oh, where is it? I forgot to mod. Oh, and
Oh, it's on the
okay.
Speed push. Clone.
well, turns out the Hunter's Fury didn't do a whole lot. Eco at the back of site, 1 HP. They were correct about that. He was literally 1 HP. But he gets 3 before he goes down, and gets healed back on up. Yeah, awkward for RRQ. Just seemed like they completely overlooked that position.
I had high hopes, man.
Me too.
Come on. It's just so odd. Like, Crazy Guy says one thing, everyone just starts to hone in on a single position, and you know, I guess there are some corners which go neglected. Eco being able to withstand all that chaos, that's got to be worth something as well.
30 seconds left.
Definitely at least a round for ZETA to be able to tie things back up, put themselves in a comfortable position. RRQ, not the worse for wear, but just in the grand scheme of things, like you cannot afford to be making mistakes. Like, you know what I'm thinking about, Jordan? It's you know, you're watching this. Yes, I know champs points, but it's not even just that. Like, if they continue in this trajectory in their current group Alpha, you've got other guys, other teams like Nongshim, Gen.G, Full Sense, Global to play against. I mean, Gen.G, some of them have already played against, but if you aren't able to secure at least top 2, and it feels like GE are already up there, maybe even Gen.G with the way that they're going to continue as well. You're looking at playing in play-ins against Sharper, 555, Onside. Who knows about Japan yet, but like, this has me worried. Like, they could possibly be eliminated by challengers teams if they play in this form.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think there's some pretty good teams in that challengers level. Seen a few of them ourselves, casting SEA challenger. Got to be worried about that for sure, but more focused on the matter at hand right here. Both RRQ and ZETA finding it difficult to really control this game. It's been quite back and forth so far. That from Xfero is a bit of a miscellaneous push, you know, like he's just kind of, I'm going to try and walk my way up long and see what happens.
Eco.
Well, miscellaneous push on the other side, 1 for 1. ZETA will be okay with that, given that they've got the opening pick. Now a full setup over towards A, and you're going to walk through a smoke into it. This surely cannot go right for RRQ. Absol waiting for them. XTLL can't see anything. How do they get away with 3 for none?
You had it 4v3. What are we watching? They had the positioning.
I mean, the flash coverage must have just been perfect. That's really all I can say. It had to have been perfect.
I thought XTLL was playing anti-flash. I thought he had his back turned. Well,
sharp enough stuff from RRQ. Shoto can't do anything. Maybe we'll get it on the replay. 9 to 8. I think that is a bit of fortune, frankly, for RRQ. That they can walk their way out of a smoke and find 3 clean entries like that.
Can't disagree with that. Well-coordinated push. It goes up by the top. He's not turned away from it.
XCLL was hit by the paranoia.
And this is perfect as well. The relay bolt all the way towards the back of sight. They recognize it as well. It was fortunate.
Luckily, bro. Luckily.
Yes, yeah. Alright, that's enough English for me. Next round
I would frankly love to hear more Singlish from you if it's all the same too. But anyway.
We'll get more soon. But this time, Xfero lurking up by lobby, A lobby. Default hold out towards B.
That goes there.
ZETA have enough cash for an op, but they're also playing incredibly reserved, so RRQ don't really see that yet. They're gonna have to test the map, dip their toes in the early portions, such as Garage.
Oh, Gambaro was shortly spotted there. Certainly now confirmed. That's awkward for Xfero, not having a great time in these last couple of rounds. Tried the aggression over towards C last round, didn't work out. Same thing in the direction of A this time. Now Zan feels the need to push his way forward. Crazy Guy is there to help out, needs to trade down. Jemkin there. Oh my, not quite saving the day. The hot hands is not enough to stop Absol from sliding on through, but Crazy Guy somehow through all of that ends up dying to Eco in the end, and ZETA get themselves to 9. So again, we just go tit for tat, back and forth.
Truly.
1 for 1.
I've been hearing this, or at least, I guess, seeing this term a little bit online in some of the comments. Nothing burger, which, you know, no disrespect to any of the players or teams, but it's honestly tough to read for both sides because there's not much, you know, full conditioning going on, and they're just trying different set plays and different portions of the map. So you're not able to come in with clear reads of how or where your opponents are going to play. You just keep going again, and this time Eco out towards A. Oh, and that's a great opening shot for Absol. You start to see more of the defenses come alive. The combo play off of the flash that XDL will send out. RQ might have to just look towards B or C from now on.
Well, Zan's getting a bit of space in towards B. Very retakeable site, especially with the positioning that ZETA have got. I mean, they're so progressed out of A on short and on long. Crazy Guy will spot XDLL in that advanced position. But this could be a very, very fast flank from ZETA. They could feasibly, if this ends up being a plant on B, have a retake from 3 different directions. It's going to be tough to stop for RRQ, especially if Crazy Guy's isolated.
He's got to hold it. He hears the footsteps now.
Drops back into middle. I like that as a decision, but has been spotted out now, and so this will be the first port of call. By the way, Spike's not actually even gone down just yet. Crazy Guy is kind of fighting for his life. Meanwhile, the rest of RRQ are on a completely different mission, but they've taken way too long. ZETA have activated in the mid-round and punished RRQ for their lethargy. Monyet now is going to try to go towards C, and while Shota will give him a little bit of a hello on the way past. Does actually allow him into the site for a plant, but it'll be a 3-on-1 post plant here, and Monyet's going to really have a tough time of dealing with that. That also will slow him down. He still hasn't planted. There's 15 seconds left. He's going to port over to A. That's a big brain move. Hold on. This might still be doable. Open plant. He's got to find a 1v1. Has spotted Eco. He's got to move. I don't think he can sit there in the middle of the site. He's got to try to push his way forward and see if he can find a cheeky angle, find a 1v1 somewhere. There isn't one available here. Push coming through from heaven. He's going to be hearing all of that, and eventually he will be spotted out. It's taken a little too long for him to find what he needed. In the end, ZETA Division will claim another and be the first team to the double digits.
NT. I mean, well, yeah. Had a flash, but you know, at some point you're just overwhelmed and paralyzed by the number of decisions or options that you have. Of course, hearing the footsteps as well, it's just a lot of pressure. And that's what I guess ZETA does pretty darn well. And as you mentioned earlier on in the mid-round, like, what was the team trying to do? They had a bit of space. Crazy Guy was buying so much time where they maybe were thinking to push over onto A site, but just because Eco was making noise, making his presence known, sending out that fake out clone, they were a little bit contentive, just thinking about pushing out past that point. They were afraid of that op. It's not the the most confident of mindsets to be in, but can you really blame them after how much of a seesaw match this has been? This map alone. ZETA are reacting pretty damn well in kind. RQ have a few of those rounds, but you have to admit, at least in this second half, ZETA have been doing a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually been a really good half from them, all things considered. 5-2 so far in the second half. ZETA, if that continues, if they keep that up, they are going to win this map. So, get the timeout coming through from RRQ. First chance for Jovi to really have any kind of conversation with the players in this game. It's surprising again to me that it's taken as long as it has for those timeouts to start getting used. You know, we're 19-20 rounds into this game.
Okay. ZETA are going to win this.
For RRQ, I imagine. Ops out again for Eco. We've seen how impactful he's been. 21-12. I can imagine he's going to try and go for something aggressive again. Just spotting down C long.
Okay. And that timeout must have been something to work against Eco and his ops. So just the full team, maybe minimal-ish utility going into side, especially when you have a judge close range stand. But oh, beautiful.
1-2 punch there from ZETA. Good coverage from 2. And then clean on the site as well from Absol. Pushes Jemkin back, aware there'll be more in his direction. Great stuff. Headshots all over the place. Absol, alongside the rest of the A defenders, holds strong. And ZETA are now up to 11. And oh dear, for our predictions once again. At least for mine. Who did you predict? Did you predict ZETA?
I actually went ZETA.
Oh.
I had RQ initially, but then I swapped. But I guess this is why. I mean, it's fantastic what we're seeing from ZETA now. They did have a pretty close game against Gen G last week, 11-13 on Haven. But on this one, off the timeout, Eco holds the info line down, so he doesn't spot anything. Now it's a broke
Yeah, speaking
RRQ.
of Eco, just the wrong kind of Eco as far as RRQ is concerned. Oh. He's going to to get back out. All good. But I do like to see Eco on the front foot. He's been having such a good game. Sugar Zero this time with the op in hand. It's a bit of a change up for ZETA there, but it's worked out. RRQ bamboozled on their own map pick by ZETA Division.
And Breeze is not one where they've been known to do exactly amazingly on either. This is worrying signs for sure, but either way, they're going to have to try and dig themselves out of this grave currently. Spike's been dropped.
Yeah.
Wow, ZETA better be on match point unless some miracle
ZETA,
happens.
taking matters into their own hands. They're pushing the issue.
Zero gets one.
This round does not come down to what does RRQ want to do. It comes down to what does ZETA want to do, and they want to hold on to mid. 12-9. RRQ facing a near impossible redemption arc on this map. It just feels like ZETA are in far too much control right now.
They have the momentum. They're swapping up their setups. The op is constantly rotating. It's tough. And that's just delicious for ZETA as well. Oh, man, yet. Poor guys feeling it. 3 rounds, though. It's not impossible. And they have the tools to make it work. Like, this is a very meta composition. You've got info gathering tools.
Whoa, what a cam.
Work it bit by bit.
Straight up C-long.
I've never seen that cam.
Jump spot, or at least this drone's going to give
There's
away
3 on the site.
So you've got
RRQ, you need options. You're about to get spammed out.
However, is lacking from RRQ.
Can we just default the map? They're looking at fast. They're looking at fast flood.
Out paranoia, bits of utility out from ZETA as well. If they can go fast enough in towards the A side, they might just be able to get it.
I've got to get past 2 trips on A long here, so that will take them a little bit of time. There's a cam up as well.
X-Pharaoh lurk.
There you go. Those trips dealt with.
Okay, at least Cypher's just anchoring from heaven.
Oh, an important one. Seems like it's going to be over.
They are walking, and they're gonna clear him. Oh,
that seems illegal. ZETA got
not.
with another one.
Damn, I feel that. I feel that.
On 5, a retake dimensional drift from Eco. That's going to be all the information that ZETA needs to close this game out. They know exactly what the RRQ setup is, and this surely now is doomed for RRQ. It is done. ZETA Division will take map 1, stealing RRQ's map pick of Haven away, and in convincing fashion as well. High fives all round. Is this the demise of RRQ?
I hate, despise saying this, but it feels like it just might. What was that? They lined up for him, but just in a split second, and instead ZETA does well to pull the trigger. Fantastic work in this second half. Eco was popping off, had a global presence with his operator, the TPs all across the map. Absol brought in some of his presence as well. You can see Sugar Zero swapping up. Has been trying to make some improvements. You definitely do see it with up and around. They trying to correct some of the mistakes, but either way, just constantly throwing things at the board definitely causes RQ to buckle under pressure.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely some moments for them. I thought Zan had a reasonably okay debut, but the team itself just not as cohesive as it needs to be. And ultimately, you know, you had those big individual pop-off plays, particularly from Eco.
In the meantime, since we have a bit of a break, just play some TDM. Play some TDM.
Say about map 1.
Well, we knew this was gonna be close, but ZETA Division, they managed to take Haven from RRQ, which was that map that came very, very close the last time these two teams met up and matched up together. ZETA finally takes.
My ultimate's ready.
Bro.
My ult's ready.
Alright, I'm gonna just double check the game. We're still waiting. Alright, we're still in game. Actually, it looks like we're back.
They have some of the lowest score lines on this map.
I've heard some people say RRQ's Breeze is really good, but you know, officials, I haven't seen it. I've heard some people say, yeah, in practice it seems like they're good.
It just doesn't translate, but we need to see that come out and now. Whatever plans that they had previously, or maybe what is happening in scrims, that has to come out now because RRQ, this does not look good at all.
Oh man, we have the age select coming through, and I gotta say, I don't like this for RRQ. Zan is staying on the Neon where he was good map 1, fine with that. The champion on that Phoenix where he's the next guy into trade, but I think this is such a great op map. I want to see him on that Jet. I worry about that op presence on the side of ZETA Division. This is a little bit more standard, a little bit more meta now, where we see the Viper with the Harbor and Eco back onto the Initiator with that KO.
This is where I'm going to disagree with you. I think for RRQ, they have an abysmal win rate on this map, but one of the closer games they played recently was against EDG, and that's after they shuffled the roles to look quite similar to what they're running now. Yes, they have a slightly different roster. I think Jemkin underperformed on the Phoenix. I don't expect that from him 2 maps in a row, and I think RRQ, despite what the stats say, have a reasonable shot here. They know how this comp that ZETA plays does function as well. They have played a lot against a lot of Harbor KO, and they've also played it a lot themselves, so I think they're going to know what they're doing here.
So they are working towards something. They could be building up towards something if they were looking more comfortable with this kind of composition. Could we be going into a map 3, or does this already belong to ZETA Division? Quack, Elfish, what are your thoughts?
My head is in the clouds at this point. I really don't know if I should be giving my thoughts, because at this point I am 1 map away from being 0 and 3 for my predictions this week. So does anyone even want to hear my thoughts is really the question I would ask.
Well, I'll do my best to give mine. I mean, I think the desk actually do bring up some really good points as well. It still just does feel like we do have to give them a chance and see what the changes to the composition for RRQ can bring. Jemkin, Phoenix, it's not as though it doesn't work. It's just that we have seen him on the ops so many times before. For the other side, though, Harbor Viper, KO, yeah, that's still something that does work out quite often times for Breeze, just being able to wall off, having options available, information, or just suppressing abilities as well even. So right now, the knife being used for a bit of info. Not seeing anything too
Hey, we're
either.
back.
We're gonna waltz on over onto the A
Looks
side.
like RQ taking mid control.
This is a great wall.
So they're just gonna pop on A.
Wall's obviously up for RRQ, but if they walk through this and put their own Viper wall
Hey,
up,
given that they don't have Dart,
to stop them from taking this site. So post plant feels like they've got all the options they need to. And
probably
there's
just
the
looking for
next wall,
picks.
as you sort of highlighted, there's a lot of walls available for ZETA. The Viper wall gets them in,
Oh,
the Harbor
double.
wall holds on for the retake, and now Eco can't actually
Okay,
do much
we
more
got
for
some
himself.
trades. Man advantage towards RQ, timing.
Sold to see if he could conjure a bit of magic there. That won't happen. They are surely aware that Sugar Zero will be lurking around here in A main. He wants to clear out behind him. There's actually nothing there to clear out, but Spike ticking away.
They don't know.
This might not be impossible. Tap on the defuse.
Bro,
That's
time.
cancelled. Now Sugar Zero, if he gets a lucky shot in here. Oh, the
Wow,
defuse not quite
reload.
cancelled. One more shot.
Wow.
Oh, going to get there. Crazy guy, lucky to be alive
Nah,
on
that's
10
crazy.
HP.
They literally body
just
blocked him.
Get the pistol.
All right. Actually, just really making it out by the skin of his teeth.
I'd love to know exactly where he was sitting that defuse, how close some of those bullets were.
I imagine it's a little bit closer to, the right side.
Oh, he got hit by one at the last second there.
Literally one more bullet could have done it.
One more.
But either way, yeah, that's a strong way to take on the flank. They had multiple players. ZETA just a bit of one-track mindset, not quite turning around in time or doing too much else. But this is what RRQ can do with their own double duelist composition. Right now, though, just the guns, clear info, clear plan for ZETA as well, but already getting dinged up a bit. Absol, low HP.
Well, same approach really from ZETA, isn't it? Wall up, next wall up. See if you can keep RRQ at bay. They'll potentially use this wall as a way to flash themselves in, though. RRQ, Sugar Zero.
Enter my domain.
Trying to play a little bit tricky. If he gets in behind them. They do a lot of damage, and there's the first kill onto Zan. Ducks back into the safety of his orb.
Okay, that's the only util besides shocks.
Not yet happy to do so. Player set up in main here though, and so ZETA still have something
Nobody's
to
on
say about
spike.
this round. There's quite a bit of damage done, and they've won the round. xFaroe doesn't have time for the defuse. Oh, that delaying strategy that you talked about for ZETA paying off already.
The walls, man. You just continue to do it.
You like walls? We got walls.
RRQ might just have to disrespect them at some point.
I mean, I think at this point, if anything, ZETA's disrespecting RRQ.
In some ways, yeah. Just continuing to set them up, playing around their own walls, getting these duels against the players like that. It's a sick little jumping double right-click shot.
Yeah.
So definitely turning things around. Well, 10th clutch in Pacific as well for XDLL. Still though, rounds alive, and RRQ kind of just trying to look for information right now. Jemkin has a hero rifle. Orb Herd presence made known as well, but ZETA, they have their options. Again, similar to what we saw in Haven. On their attacking side, they don't have to fully commit to anything. I'd like to see RRQ maybe take some risks, but especially when it's early on. But right now, I guess.
Yeah, but if it's early in the half, I think a lot of the time what you are typically going to see is you're just going to want to see teams play standard, play a bit more default, see if they can win that way. And if that doesn't work, that's when the risks do start to come into play, particularly in a round like this for RRQ. Not really a whole lot to work with, so the risk that they are taking is a 1-4 split. Hoping that maybe the push is going to come in the direction of B, where that Bulldog is, where Jemkin's sitting, where you've got 4 players, but in the end, the double wall towards A is once again going to be the option of choice for ZETA. It's a deeper harbor wall this time, though.
More space for ZETA to work off of. In fact, if anything, they can always head back, and Shota was already lurking.
3K guaranteed.
That's the hero rifle gone. Fishes around for an extra shot. xFaroe's gonna try maybe to get a pinch onto him, but he's got no armor. Or, well, no, he actually has some.
3K, what did I say? 3K guaranteed.
And this is what I mean, like, in a way, it's kind of a risk that they already took, RRQ. They stacked up with 4 on the B site, and there was not much else done. Like, Crazy Guy still had his recon. They're not, you know, fishing for information, trying to take some stacked duels or anything like that. It's very just passive and reactive to whatever ZETA throws at them, and not exactly fond of that. I can kind of see why they're doing it, but it's definitely not the strongest of moves that you can make in a round. Either way, though. Now they have the full buy at least, and the save pays off. Zen has an op to work with, but ZETA making their own moves as well. Let's see what RRQ thinks of ZETA's plays.
I got tech. I cannot break recon.
Can
you close that up, bro? They're killing me, guys. I'm coming on. Hold behind you. They're pushing. I cannot see.
Fair trade.
China one. Stun me. Left. I get backside one. 3 backside.
Russ wants to be in here. 3 backside was the call. It was kind of correct for RRQ, but sometimes it doesn't matter, even if you know, because the options to find the kills are slim to none at this point. The double from xFaroe does make this a little more interesting, but his time is starting to run down, and Shota is in just such a safe long line angle that ZETA are clearly going to win the round 3-1, and RRQ are having a very tough time on the defense right now.
Can't lie. Like, Morgan had a great point. I mean, I do want to give him a chance. I want to see what Jemkin can do. On the Phoenix, it's meta, it works out, but this map is so wide. It's great for ops and long sight lines, but you can tell he's just not, you know, the most comfortable. He's like charged with trying to flash out for his team, get a bit of space. He's worried about, you know, the front portion of B main, and there's no one really marking the back or trading out for him, and just xFaroe with that little double kill, and that's it. ZETA have so many options still for the rest of the round, and now to kick things off, they're getting a spam through the smoke, through the wall.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, end of the day, it is just an eco here for RRQ. The only eco I know is the one on ZETA at the moment. I mean,
No, yeah. And he's one away from his ult. Is RRQ a little bit worried about the ult orbs?
I think it's going to be a great ult economy sort of setup here for ZETA, isn't it, right? The Harbor ulti come through last round, you win that round. This round you obviously have the opportunity to charge up a couple more. You've got Hunter's Fury, Dimensional Drift, one away. And maybe use those in the next round alongside the pit.
Absolutely.
At which point, Absol's got the overdrive. So you're talking about 3 or 4 rounds here where you've got quite a lot of punching power to sort of get through this first half. And if they can cycle those ultis well, then RRQ, every single round are going to have something a little bit different to think about.
It's just so odd to see the team be put in these situations, but for now, it's just Jemkin to try and delay to the best of his ability. It's not as though RRQ won't have ultimates of their own, but they need to be able to put them together. Oh god.
We're just running laps around RRQ.
Excellent flash. Nothing Jemkin can do there. XDLL also nice and easy for him. Does swing back on the line, gives up a kill to Monyet. Not really the end of the world though for ZETA. It's more of a formality for them. And by the way, Jemkin 0-5. You know, I know you were sort of highlighting it. I know Morgan was highlighting it on the desk. It's happening again.
Definitely alarm bells. We'll need to see more for sure. Like, I don't know, he could still buy an op. It's not impossible. It's not the most optimal Phoenix op, but it's not something you can't do. Either way, though, the calls were right. They're reading the map still, at least in that little retake scenario that we had a couple of rounds ago. But you can tell, like, they're just not executing it. This round, at least, you know, they had an idea to work around the alt orbs of the map, knowing that some players from ZETA were close to their ults. However, yeah, it's still the guns. They, you know, try to work around the information and walked into lurks still. A lot of things for RQ to consider, and here we go. This is the round where you have to be a little bit concerned. They're playing a little bit further back and a bit of presence out towards A main as well. 2 trips on towards B could give them some extra layer of cushion if ZETA does decide to crash onto that spot. Look at how well ZETA are just timing out the map as well. Like, presence now, it's a slight fake, null commands, rotations pulled across, the drone was already spent towards middle, and it's all a fake. ZETA have a secondary squad pushing through mid doors now.
He's being watched for by Jemkin at the moment. Let's see if he can get involved in this game in some way, shape, or form. It's a good fight for him to begin with. Hot Hands as well is going to push the fight in his direction. Run it back, invested, scared of a potential crossfire, but at the moment it's only Shota that he has to deal with. Jemkin coming back alive. Just when it is really required for RRQ. Xfero is not playing in this round. He wants to ensure that this one goes the way of RRQ, so that neural theft will go down as well. ZETA at this point still trying to fight their way into that A site. The wall is up, just causing a little bit of a problem for them. Try and tap the plan. There's a peek from XDLL. This is not unwinnable for ZETA, particularly if those kills come through. Hunter's Fury will connect on one, but the spike plan is not denied, and Sugar Zero will survive. Hold on a minute. We're back into 3-on-3. ZETA might just find a way to cook something in the lab here. Tag in on. Monyet on that flank.
Oh my god, if
XDLL and
RRQ throw this,
looking to still try to put this one together. Full HP for
the
Eco.
craziest
He popped up in
3K.
that first map. Can't do it again here. RRQ will breathe a sigh of relief that they've gotten through that one, because it was looking a bit awkward for a moment.
But ultimately, yeah. Like, this is what we want to see from Jemkin. Great way to recognize, you know, potential gaps in their defense. Immediately goes into check, finds the heads-up duel. He's ready for that draw. And immediately pops a run it back just as well. Extra information, if not, it's delay. Monyet to swing all the way around for the flank in case things go south, and they kind of did. I could definitely tell Crazy Guy's feeling it too. I mean, we love these guys, but we need to see so much more. Zan is bringing the op. This can work.
He's in the right position to have an impact with it over towards B in this round.
Trips are well placed too.
Unless ZETA just full sends it straight in onto the site through that fast lane, which is more or less exactly what they've done. They've gone down the left side. That trip's been dealt with. Right side trip actually not going to help Sugar Zero out all that much. 1 for 1 on the entry. That's the spike drop, by the way, in a bit of an awkward spot. Does need to be retrieved. Ooh, pit in.
Wow.
Nice pick from Absol onto Zan as well. So again, the difficulty continues for RRQ. Monyet trying to sneak his way up onto the angle, see if he can catch Absol on the timing, and he certainly will alongside Jemkin. Trouble is, there's still so much that you have to get past here, not to mention XDLL as the insurance fund with that Hunter's Fury from downtown. So the longer that RRQ take on this retake, the worse it is going to get for them. They pop a tap on that defuse. It draws out a bit of a peak, and that is going to be a kill for Shota. I think this is doomed for RRQ. They do get a kill for Jemkin, but now that Hunter's Fury comes into play, and what possibly can you do at this point as Crazy Guy? He's run out of time, he's run out of chances, and ZETA have another round.
They already
Man.
called one, do another one.
But as far as things go, though, that was, I believe, one of their best attempts at a B retake yet. They actually managed to clear it out, hold calm and safe enough to start to make some moves out towards the front and clear out some forward space. A bit unfortunate for Zan, but he was fishing for kills, and he did actually get one too. Like you said, however, it's just our ZETA who had that many layers in that post plant. There was a chance, you know, if you take down Shota, the Viper player, maybe later on through with the defuse, you know, you had a couple of players who can tank some shots, get that spike to at least halfway. There could be a possible scenario where they can get that kill against XDL at the end, but no.
Man, what is running through the head of RRQ right now? It's not a good spot to be in at all. Timeout comes through. Obviously, Jovi wants to have an impact here. 5 and 2 down. Which feels like it's ZETA's day today.
Really does. I mean, they're actually playing incredibly well coordinated as well. Watching how Eco sends in his flash to support Shota. Whoa, what's the guy on the far right doing? He's so hurt.
That's an RRQ fan right there, if I've ever seen one.
I believe so. Oh, man. On an Eco now, but we'll see. I mean, again, I do feel it's a little bit passive with the way that they're holding the sites, the map. Zan had an op, but...
Well, they might try something a bit more aggressive this round. You got both duelists over towards A. Zan with the overdrive. And, of course, Jemkin with that Phantom. So they might just try and make something happen in this round.
Oh, well...
Might have to actually push to make something happen, though, because Shota already picking up the opening kill over towards B. Unless ZETA now make the call to go into A and walk into that stack, it's going to be ineffective for RRQ.
Yeah. It's very similar to what we saw in that, like, I think round 3 or 4. They had a hero rifle, but they're all stacking. All right, now we get a bit of aggression. Some information now. And you can build up towards that run it back. Jemkin gets one more kill. This is not impossible. Monyet even has a pit, but not enough done yet. Oh, they don't see anything. They have no info. Crazy
Sorry
guys down.
guys,
There's no
this is just not.
else. And this is just.
It's just
ZETA
another.
being
It's just another game like
incredibly
America's.
stealthy. I mean, call him Sam Fisher because this is,
Leviathan was a little competitive.
oh my God.
Yeah, this is
In the
perfect spot for ZETA,
beginning,
isn't it?
same
You
thing with this
can
game. It was a little
wall up if you need
competitive, but now it just feels
There
like
it is.
Monyet's or not
Get in, get the
Monyet.
plant, and then,
RRQ is
as
on
we've
the
seen
back
before, the
foot.
Arbor Wall's going to go up as well. Shota, meanwhile, trying to lock down the rotations in mid. Zan wants to try and have an impact in this round, but
Really, Sid is walking laps around RRQ.
3v5. Are you really going to be retaking this site? I don't think so.
Yeah. I would have loved to know what the comms were then, but he did have an opportunity.
He thought he had the opportunity, thought he had the chance. This time, obviously, it doesn't work out.
Even with the rest of the team as well, that far off from the site, you know, all the reads were just off too, right? Like, again, ZETA, they have so many options. They're pretty comfortable with where they are. They know that RRQ aren't really pushing elsewhere or filling up given space, like B site. Crazy Guy was taken down, so they're worried about B. That's why they started to make that rotation over. Yeah, at least Xfero gets to hold on to his rifle a little bit longer. Nice. But like we said, you know, it's space that's not taken. There's a lack of information. They just saw one person and they kind of thought that, yeah, that must have been a lurker. We have the orb. Let's rotate immediately. We need to.
Yeah. I don't really blame them necessarily. Kind of have to
But
sort of 50-50 that, but
you have to admit, it's well played by ZETA.
yeah, of course. This whole game's been well played by ZETA.
Right? 6-2. Zen's back on the up. Please give me something. He's going to take an aggressive play. Let's go.
See how it works out. Util going forward. And
Spawn
Neon on the other side of it.
tag.
Absol
They
rampaging
need
his
to
way
trade.
into A. There's Zan to try to have an impact, and
Okay.
Crazy Guy helping out as well. It's
They're
the
ready.
forward hold this time for RRQ that is
Okay,
working out.
3v2.
Eco's going to try to just keep these players honest, looking towards A main.
No, Crazy
so that
Guy.
Shota
Yes,
can have
good
some
drone. Good
time
drone.
on the
Good drone.
rotate. It's a little bit too forward from Eco. If he would have held a little bit longer, maybe Shota could come into position. But honestly, they
Big
seem to have
grab.
overlooked him. He might find two here or none. Sigh of relief for RRQ as they get a third.
And that's the best they can do. They can continue building off of this. That was honestly pretty damn lovely. Look at that. I mean, not the most common or orthodox of crossfires. You know, you have an op on one line and then the rifle's on the other. But it works. Zan meets his mark. And thanks to that, more delay utility came in. He has the relay bolt as well. Crazy Guy does well to support it too. And they managed to withhold the incoming hit from ZETA. ZETA is going to think twice about going fast, but they're going the same place.
But look at that timeline. It can't just be one round
The
here. for RRQ. They
tag.
need
The
to have
tag.
multiple
It's
in a row
wall
if they want to
bangable.
salvage this map. So they've got to be aware that RRQ are looking for something here. The forward positioning
And
from
he
Zan
just
does not
gets
work out this time, but Jemkin is
punished.
still there, and there's spam coming
No
through
one's
as
breaking
well.
the darts.
Shota commits to the fight, and RRQ, once again, it feels like they're going to be locked out of their own site. Wall
3v4.
after wall, there's walls everywhere.
The spam. They are
Going
low.
down again.
No.
And more
I don't know
as
if
well,
Manya
still
just messed up his
set
timing
up.
or he's just gonna hold it.
Meanwhile, look at Shota too.
Sugar Zero pushed out by that
Oh.
snake bite and the shock dart. That's not too bad from
Guess it was
RRQ.
neither.
It's now starting
Come
to
on,
come together
Yet.
a little bit. So I want to make sure they
Terminator.
don't lose their heads. This is
Oh no.
a snake bite from downtown for XDLL. Is it going to matter though?
They're gonna get
Did he
half.
miss it?
That's all that matters.
Guess so. Oh no,
Oh, they tanked it.
they tanked it for the half. Shota could maybe get some work done here.
And it's not
the
planning
plan's not good
for
for him. He's got to try and push his way forward, and it's not going to work out in the end. So something not quite working out there for ZETA. You could argue maybe he'd have been better off just being in the fight.
Fair enough, yeah. I mean, could also criticize them too. If they were trying to work off of delay, but they're staying on the site, you know, that's something to think about. But
I think the snake bite into shock dart kill
Yes.
that happened at the backside was probably a little surprising, obviously, for
They haven't seen it,
ZETA,
yeah.
and so that may have thrown the fox among the hen house. And
it's a great retake protocol from RRQ, and it's something that we haven't seen in quite a while, so I hope they get to do it a bit more too. But oh, they have an investment on out, but not in the guy that you would think. They're actually pushing down elbow now. This is lovely.
yeah, needed to be doing something here. RRQ, they've got a little bit of that momentum back. 2 rounds in a row now. Ultis available. Nothing on the side of ZETA. A little push through into middle, but
Hey.
Crazy Guy, a massive whiff. Now 1-for-1 for Shota. Spotting out the forward presence from RRQ is really going to inform these rotations from ZETA. Absol was the player that got past that op shot, and now he is punishing RRQ for it. Jemkin out in no man's land will be sent back. He doesn't really do a whole lot to slow things down here for ZETA, frankly speaking. They're aware that he's still on the backside somewhere. Just happy to take their time about trying to clear him out. Another flash around the corner.
He needs one. He
Pauses
needs
them
one.
for a second, but inevitably he's going to go down. It's like a battering ram. It will not be stopped. And ZETA are into B.
Like it might take
It's
a bit
not
of
fair.
time to pull back the ram and recharge, but as soon as that makes contact with the door, that door is getting broken. I need to, well, you know what? 4-8, I'm still holding my breath out for RRQ because I want to see what their attack would look like. That's what this comp should, in theory, do. But it's also quite clear, I mean, if we recall the past round, that Jemkin's not exactly the type of, you know, aggressive Phoenix duelist player. Like, he plays duelist, yes, but oftentimes on the op, even the way that he played Yoru back then was a very reserved style.
Right.
Even Jet as well. It's much different from like how something, you know, plays the duelists. He doesn't get up in your face. So it's unique, but we'll kind of see. At least for this one, it's crazy guy with the op, and that was a little bit unfortunate. We'll call it that. Had some information, had a bit of support, but ZETA got slipped past, and once they had the position up around short, so tunnel, they were just continuing into sight, and it's a little bit unfortunate for Xfero as well because he's just completely surrounded. Now on to the next, last of the first half. Op still in the hands, but now on towards Zan. Takes the mid line, spots one out.
He got spotted out there as
Eventual
well.
on the op.
And a pit by B.
I don't hate the idea of just trying something a little bit different here. Get a bit aggressive. Yes, this is a bold play, but you kind of need something like this for RRQ. Default standard stuff is not working.
It's good. As long as Zan stays alive, though, he has to.
Ooh.
He's got lots of players headed in his direction. Fast lane should be enough to get him back out.
And you kind of know that ZETA aren't really going to be challenging the Viper's pit still. Drone comes out to check, might be able to spot out Absol, or not. Might not go deep enough. No, it does.
I think he saw him. Yeah, Zan's well aware that there's a player on that left side.
So RRQ starting to shore up their defenses on the A site now. Worried about door as well as cave. This is good.
There.
Well, doubled up.
Gotta go.
Going to see Jemkin come forward to reinforce Zan's position. Absol walks right into the op. Fifth brewing here for RRQ. See if ZETA can once again find a way to grasp the victory from the jaws of defeat, though, as they start to accelerate in towards B. There is a trip that is actually going to be triggered there by Sugar Zero, so he should go down, but it won't go that way. Xfero falling. Now you've just got that pit still up for Monyet, but the B site actually has been taken, and a late lurk from Sugar Zero out in middle. It was Shota that triggered the trap, I should say, by the way. Pit now from Shota, so we've got pits everywhere.
Shota's low.
The walls that we had over towards A, it's pits over towards B. XDLL did drop, but Sugar Zero, I think, is going to be the real X factor in this round. If he can find a way to creep inside this pit, or if he can maybe just catch XDLL there. Now we're down into a 1v2. Not unwinnable for Shota with the time remaining. He's hiding in his opponent's pit. This is Galaxy Brain. Tap on that defuse, has been spotted by Shota. It's a shot in, and maybe now winnable as that time is going to start to get away from Jemkin. All he had to do was hide. Has he done enough? RRQ with the fist bumps, they thought they'd won it. It's not going to be the case. ZETA will take the round 8-4.
8 rounds in the mag, and he goes off with a tap. Shota, oh my word. For all the work that Zan did in the round, especially with Monyet's pit.
I think it's you can imagine how easy it is to lose a player. There's 2 pits up on the side.
Yeah.
It's madness. Like it's no wonder they lost track of where he was.
You just don't think that he's going to be slipping through your own pit. Oh my god. That was pretty incredible. We have to admit. And thus the 4-8. I mean, I'm kind of see this coming, but I'm very worried for RRQ now. I do think they might have a better time on the attack, though. It depends on how well their Breeze prep has gone. They have this kind of a composition. They brought it in for a reason. Jemkin's on the Phoenix. We have to see something. ZETA, on the other hand, like, they're pretty comfortable with everything so far. Just taking their time. You have considerable delay utility, as we've already seen in the post plants. So on their defense, like, they can still play pretty well. Just how fast is RRQ gonna go? How much is RRQ gonna disrespect, like, the smokes, maybe the nades that get tossed out?
8-4. This is a mental hurdle, if not just an in-server hurdle for RRQ to overcome, to keep themselves alive in this game. It's not even to win this game, it's just to stay alive. recovering on the attack side of Breeze. And, well, their attack is going to look, I would say, substantially different to that which we got from ZETA. See how this ends up panning out, though. You still do have that ability to double wall. You got the Phoenix and the Viper instead of the Harbor and the Viper.
Oh, that's so good. 0 Point just immediately collects all the info.
Hasn't drawn much of a rotation across from ZETA, though.
Well, they can begin to make their moves, and it's quick as well because of the Neon.
Hey. RRQ better be attacker sided.
Take it would seem they'll allow that plan to go down now.
I think Jumpkin got dinged, or at least Wallbang
A
dinged.
little bit of a factor, but maybe later on in the round, as the rest of ZETA seem to have gone past him, no problems at all.
Hey,
Everybody kind of
Jumpkin, you can heal.
around, waiting for those walls
I know
to
you
fall
don't have
before
a
the
lot of
gunfights
space,
will
but
begin, and so far so good. Absol for 2 XDLL in there as well.
they're just dead.
And
They're just
ZETA,
dead.
at this point, seem assured to win the pistol in the second half. Nothing is going right for RRQ, and ZETA are winning the fans over as well. The cheers going up.
Just calm and cool. They were holding up around their own walls. Everyone gets grouped in. Absol, I think, was waiting for the opportune moment to send in his relay bolt, but not fully needed as he gets tested by Zan. He's just goes in for the swing and a crouch, gets the shot through, team all around him. Even with Xfero on the lurk, it just wasn't too much of a
RRQ is only
factor.
good against PRX.
Fantastic little micro plays and sharp shooting from ZETA gives them the pistol round, and 3 out of 4 so far. It feels like they're primed to actually take this 2 out
I
of
feel like
3 to
RRQ
ZETA.
definitely has taken a
I'm not
a
against ZETA at this
downshift.
point. I think ZETA's going to win this for
Their
sure.
new
Yeah,
coaching
4-5 from
staff.
RRQ, it's desperate.
Yeah, it is. I wonder if it, it will potentially catch
Great
ZETA off guard and
tag.
get RRQ back into
Oh my
the
god.
conversation.
Oh!
Eco straight through onto Xfero. This is going to be
Bro,
the worst feeling
cushy.
for RRQ because this is a massive risk
Bro,
that you're taking
cushy.
by buying in this round. If you
Cushy
then go on to lose it, your half is
was
just shot. The
literally
game is pretty
going
much over.
last couple
You're looking
games.
at like a 4-11.
They had him on
More than
Phoenix,
next
now
round
they
is
have
running
Jumpkin on
broke.
Yeah.
Phoenix.
And then after 11, like, oh my god.
And it started with a 4
Just
on 5,
doesn't. It
so,
just doesn't.
not only are you at a weapon deficit,
I
now
don't
you're
know
at
if
a
he can
player
come back
deficit
from
as
that.
well. It's not looking good.
Like, everyone gets hit by the 0 point. Your whole game plan was for Zan plus Jemkin to just utterly throw things into chaos by rushing into sight. But you can no longer sprint because you got
I will
suppressed.
say, yeah,
Worst
Solo
case
Viper
scenario.
is pretty
Truly.
crazy.
Meanwhile, I mean, just a reminder, ZETA is a team that honestly struggled quite a bit in stage 1. The first time you came
Like,
in
it
in
is-
Pacific,
it is
actually,
Yeah.
was when they got that win
Technically
against Feral,
still good,
and the fans were
but
just
with like a
deleted.
fast-changing,
Right now, though, a bit of regression into A
the
site.
fast-changing landscape of
Flash
things.
here from Eco could be big. It actually catches quite a number of those RRQ players, but they're not there to stop them. Sugar Zero goes down fighting. Eco will as well, but the rotation has had time to come across. Shota is there. It looked awkward for a moment, but player deficit for RRQ. Quick rotation from ZETA. It will get the job done.
Why
10
is
to
ZETA
4.
don't use
You said it
sniper?
yourself. There's no money in this round for RRQ. Forget about it.
They
It's
don't need to
11
buy
4
a
basically.
sniper.
You know that, what's that, the WWE Vince McMahon?
Yeah.
That gif where he goes like,
He
yeah,
just- yeah.
Just like, we're done. That's what this feels like. Jemkin has an ult, but there's no gun. And this truly is just ZETA, like that's quick. They got their shots in, everyone's on the ball. We're back in with RQ. Oh, this is, okay, Guardian. The team just gets this for him.
You're just taking a risk at this point. It's just RRQ are throwing caution to the wind and saying, whatever our
Jump
plan
in
was,
flash
whatever our
bang.
ideas were, they're not
Damn,
working.
I didn't
We
even
have to
notice
just
that.
try something.
Yes, I feel for him. I feel this though. The crazy guy's the one who got him that rifle, I have to imagine. And that's putting a lot of trust into Jemkin, but he's the first one down! No!
Worst case scenario, although at least Zan is there to pick that Guardian back up, so he can still use it. But again, you're down 4 on 5.
Does
You
she
don't have
punch
that running
crazy
back
guy?
available. You're relying on some sharp shooting here from Zan to
I
win
love how
this
that's
round.
the-
He's the second one down. The Guardian is
Oh.
cursed. XDLL has 3.
It's just
ZETA
embarrassing
will
at this
no
point.
doubt have 11.
I don't know what's more embarrassing, RQ losing to ZETA or Envy just not putting up
I say GIF.
any
Okay,
fight
now we have more.
against MIBR.
I just say GIF, yeah.
I understand that it's supposed to be GIF, but like, come on, who says that?
Oh my god, flawless! You can't.
Damn, what a day for
And then
one-sided
Crazy Guy's gonna
games.
be old and broke for the next round now. We're looking at rare potentially map series point soon. You know how like last week it was RRQ, Jovi, and Warbird slamming the desk pretty damn hard as well. Like, I'm the one doing it right now.
Yeah, you're having a mental breakdown.
I
I don't understand because you predicted for ZETA. This has to be everything you wanted and more.
But I still admire the team, you know? Like, well, keeping things professional all aside, but like it's a far cry from how they used to play. These guys were, RRQ was stage 1 winners last year.
Yeah.
What is going on?
I mean, the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Yeah. I feel like Big Time's onto something as well. Like, Jemkin Phoenix, like, he's the first one to fall in that fight. You're taking a disadvantageous, you know, duel because of the doors, yeah, the angles, your shoulder gets spotted first, whatever. ZETA are just so comfortable. Like, they're fine making mistakes. But the way that they play is incredibly safe as well.
Let's
They're not
wrap this
gonna
up.
peek out unnecessarily.
Let's get a
They
map
don't have
for
to. And
PRX.
they have double initiator for information, which is unlike what RRQ had on their defense. Like, the meta is a little bit tough for RRQ, I have to say, but they're just gonna have to try
Champion
anyway.
just a Euro
Their last
merchant.
possible buy, the next one might be a force. And they're leaning towards B site for now, but we'll have a listen in to ZETA.
敵変わってねえねこれこれビット寄らないよこれまだカーテアップしてる今わかんない
あずさ今エルボー見てるつか
ドローン来てたドローンだけドローンだけドローンカーテンだけ俺上がっためっちゃそばいとるよなまだ何も来てないよカメラあるから最初 B 注意だなマジ食いかけるわこれ
Incredibly reserved, but it's Sugar Zero in a bit of a pivotal position. He doesn't see anything, and I have to imagine that's what the comms are about, so they're just waiting to see what RRQ does. We're all holding our breath to see if this map can be extended. Walls up, full executed. Oh, and it's already a retake setup from ZETA.
They've been pretty solid on the retakes.
The ult just burns through and through. Crazy guy on Hunter's Fury. That's what my fingers are crossed for.
I mean, the Hunter's Fury could be very impactful in this round, but you do have that late lurk coming through from Shota, so maybe he'll be harassed. Monyet with the double, though. RRQ have something to say for themselves in this round. It would seem that Hunter's Fury does actually get invested as well. I would almost argue that was a bit unnecessary, but when you're down 11-5, you can't really blame them for really wanting to
Damn, I don't know
secure
if
the
I'll
round.
make it to PRX.
So it's something for RRQ, but it's
so
the first step
damn
of
tired.
what will ultimately need to be many rounds to bring this game back.
You take what you can get. I mean, it definitely does flash them a little bit out into the open as well, and that's great from Crazy Guy to be able to swing towards the back. Monyet just stepping up for the team when it's needed too. So anyone from the team can perform. We just need to see a bit more of that consistency, recognize the situations. That one, they broke the retake protocols. What about this? It's just Crazy Guy. Not enough. There's still a chance.
Shota jiggling on the angle. He's going to get that snake bite out as well to give RRQ a bit of a tickle on the way in. Eco's there as well. And ZETA, I mean, they have a little bit of a speed bump on their way to victory, but this is certainly not enough from RRQ to really cause any concerns for ZETA. There's no mountain being made out of a molehill here.
I really thought they were just going to disrespect it. Maybe just Zan gets past, but how do they not consider the fragment grenade being tossed by the side as well?
Monyet gets a plan.
Okay.
Rips the pit. 1v3. Yay or nay?
Possible. Gets the... Okay, oh no.
No, I think not possible at this point.
Oh.
Although, does pick up Sugar Zero, and next DLL's there. It was a good relay bolt that just tickled him on the way past.
What's going on?
Well, ZETA's up to 12. That's what's going on.
I'm about to pass out.
You can't do that. We've got another game to cast after this.
It's a damn good try, but yeah. 1v3, what are you going to do? has the pit now, 7 rounds. RQ has pulled off an insane comeback against Korean teams back then. Don't feel like it's going to be too likely, but still a bit of hope either way. But ZETA, though, like, it's honestly also tough, right? Because RRQ has, we don't see ZETA playing Breeze that often. And they come in with this comp, there's so much synergy between the agents. You got Snakebite Nade combo, if not, it's Shock Darts come in as well. You got Shota and Hunter's Fury for XDLL2.
Well, 12 to 5, and the people at the ZETA viewing party are going to be going absolutely ballistic, you can imagine.
Yeah, we have to see a reaction
I
shot.
really would love to see what they look like.
They're going to be
they're going to be
up.
popping off.
The beers are going to be all spilled over.
Be some beer on the roof, I reckon. The way those guys carry on.
There.
Okay, RQ, not too bad. Slipped all the way up middle for now. Tested by Eco, and that's a bit of presence made known. Either way, though, the defenses are still relatively split up, and there's a great chance to go in for a split push.
Defensive pit pulled over towards B. So that will be quite significantly reinforced. You won't need to rotate off from A side at all. XDLL as well, spotting out some info. Good shot, just as the fast lane goes up. Jemkin was spotted. Sugar Zero cops a tag, but ZETA are still holding onto this site, and they've doubled up as well. Here's the swing from both sides, 1 for 2 now, as ZETA start their campaign towards victory in what should ultimately be the final round of the game.
Hey, 2v3, let's wrap this up, boys.
So there's still something to play with here for RRQ. We might not be done just yet. Pit pulled by Monyet to make matters a bit more difficult
flank
for ZETA on the retake, but the flank, you so easily highlighted. He finds himself
V2.
a kill, pulls it back to 1v1,
1v2.
the effectiveness of
Crazy
that
Guy
pit,
wins
and
this.
Crazy Guy now has to get it done. Shock Dart will finish off Sugar Zero. Eco though, where is he? Crazy Guy's got no idea. There's a tap on a defuse, there's a little swing, but now time's starting to become a bit of a factor, and Crazy Guy can't get it done.
Wow.
ZETA will finish it
ZETA
off
win
13 to 5.
against
제타가 2대0 승리를 가져갑니다. 제타의 이코 선수 만나보도록 할게요. 승리 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
ZETA picking up a 2-0 win against RRQ. We have Eco of ZETA today for the interview. Now, Eco, congratulations. Let's start with how much you guys needed this win, why don't we? 일단 승리 정말 축하드리고요. 전반적으로 굉장히 제타에게 필요했던 승리가 아닐까 싶은데 어떻게 느끼시나요?
일단은 스테이지 2 이제 두 번째인데 뭐 이렇게 승리를 좀 그래도 첫 번째 판에서 가져갔으면 너무 좋았는데 그건 좀 충분히 이길 수 있었는데 좀 아쉽게 졌어가지고 그래도 두 번째 판에서 그러니까 두 번째 경기에서 저희가 이렇게 잘 이길 수 있어서 너무 기쁘고 뭐 좋은 시작인 것 같아요. 그래도.
Well, yeah, week 2, and we picked up our first win of stage 2. I mean, obviously, week 1, it was definitely winnable, so it was a little bit disappointing for us to kind of let that slip away from us, but it definitely feels nice to be able to win today, so I feel extremely happy about today's win. Now, let's talk about Zeta's plan on doubling down on aggression and cohesion, because that kind of dwindled towards the end of stage 1, but what are the talks around maintaining this type of playstyle? 그리고 제타가 스테이지 1부터 이제 뭔가 조금 더 공격적이고 조직적인 움직임을 보여주려고 했었잖아요. 스테이지 1 후반때 가서 약간 희미해지는 듯 했으나 지난주부터 다시 그런 색깔이 돋보이기도 했었는데 이런 플레이 스타일을 조금 더 확고히 하려는 노력은 어떤 것들이 있을까요?
일단은 제가 스테이지 1 때도 인터뷰를 했듯이 저희 팀은 일단 피지컬이 굉장히 좀 일본 팀인데 저희는 일본에서 가장 피지컬이 좋다고 생각하는 팀이기 때문에 피지컬도 좋고 뭔가 5대5 매크로도 좀 괜찮은데 생각보다 꽤 이게 미크로 그러니까 이제 미니게임 부분에서 좀 많이 지는 것 같더라고요. 그래서 이제 뭔가 이겨야 될 때도 확실히 이기는 방법도 잘 몰랐고 그래서 저희가 스테이지 1이 끝나고 오프 시즌이 굉장히 좀 길었는데 그때도 저희가 연습을 꾸준히 하면서 미니게임을 좀 잘 해지려고 그 부분을 많이 연습해서 좀 많이 좋아졌던 것 같아요.
Well, as I said in my stage 1 interview, I think we actually have the best aimers and best talents when it comes to the Japanese teams in the Valorant scene. And we actually have good 5v5 macro as well. It's just that it was the mini fights that we were kind of lackluster on. And I think during the off season before stage 2 started, we kind of focused on and practiced a lot on how to make those mini fights winnable for us, just so that we have more edge when it comes to those micro plays. And I think that really came into fruition in today's match too. Now, you definitely stole the show on your Yoru against RRQ on the Haven. Talk to us about how you ended up going on that Yoru, how much prep time did you have on that agent, and how much sub-calling does that require from you? 그리고 헤이븐에서 이제 이코 선수의 요루 픽이 RRQ 상대로 제대로 먹혀 들어갔거든요. 조합을 어떻게 바꾸게 됐고 또 이코 선수가 요루를 하게 된 게 뭐 팀의 요청이었는지 스스로 어필이었는지 준비 시간은 얼마나 있었는지 그리고 뭔가 좀 콜링을 훨씬 더 많이 해줘야 될 것 같아요. 요루라는 요원의 특성상 그런 부분 여쭤보고 싶네요.
일단은 저의 강점이 대회에서 스크림처럼 그대로 할 수 있다는 게 강점이라고 생각을 해서 뭔가 저는 요루를 예전에 많이 연습했거든요. 요루가 엄청 좋았던 시절에. 그래서 연습을 했고 최근에 상향도 먹었으니까 이제 뭔가 할 수 있겠다. 이거 내가 캐리할 수 있겠다라고 생각해서 팀한테 제가 직접 요청을 해서 이제 요루를 하게 됐고 그냥 제가 캐리할 수 있겠다라고 생각해서 그냥 요청했습니다.
연습은 그러면 예전부터 쭉 해왔기 때문에 별도로 막 엄청 투자하진 않았던 거네요?
별로 투자하지 않고 그냥 제가 그냥 가서 죽이면 되지 않나.
Match found. try. I do.
Agents, but remember, I am the effect, not a cause. You did this. You made me. Let's begin.
Grenade! This is up top. Grounded. Reloading.
They're super dead.
Gonna fall back here. Yep. Blocking sight. Nice and slow now.
Going up. New stage in 10.
Be right back.
Stage 2.
Satchel out. Precision kill. Sorry, little win.
Jesus.
Doing a thing. Hitting the brakes. Block right, little man. Saw you, Mud.
Stage 3. Raise is on rampage. Jets on a rampage.
Gonna fall back here. doing a thing.
That's done.
Bomb buddy out. Dizzy's up. Dizzy has targets. Reloading. Too bad. My ultimate is ready. Drop my ultimate. Load it back in a flash.
Nobody's there. 15 kills remaining.
Is ready.
Battle out.
I'm good for 3. Line them up! I'm going in!
There's that. Get out of my way!
Go get him, buddy!
Up you go. Someone's there.
Gonna fall back here.
Got one! Blocking sight.
Match found.
You have good taste, my friend. Let the killing begin. Right there.
So long. A gift.
Ultimate orb spawn.
Trap destroyed.
Be faster. Never saw me.
Reloading.
Sweet.
Armor's on a rampage. New stage in
Got one. That's not ready.
Stage 3.
Not enough.
Kill
confirmed. Got 3.
Charge your ults.
Make it. Flooding vision.
Get out of my way.
Jesus.
Disappear.
New stage in 10. Final stage.
That's a good spot. I don't think so. You lose. Teleport's ready. Dome set. And forward. Adding shield. Reloading.
Charge your ults.
Flooding vision. Got 3. Got 4. Teleport's ready. Dome set. That works.
15 kills remain.
ready.
I think it's on now.
Today's matchup.
We are back on the stage, and this time we've got DFM taking on PRX. And I feel like this series belongs to DFM in terms of walkouts, because as we saw earlier, there's just no beating DFM when it comes to these walkouts. But it might feel like they're running the same week twice in a row because of coming from KRX's triple duelist into W Gaming.
Yo, we're rolling up the sleeves as well. Akame doing some crazy moves, as we always see in the walkout.
I believe that's the 80s or dance challenge right now. Ooh, with the mugging as well.
I mean, look, he looked very serious there. Hope he brings that game face into today.
I got it right. It's 80s. Yes. Thank you, production, for validating me. I know my K-pop-ish a bit.
I'm not on top of the trends. For DFM, though, I mean, they have been able to hand PRX one of their worst placements ever in terms of knocking them out of a kickoff before. So maybe they have some kind of mental edge, potentially, into this matchup, and hopefully...
That's all Envy can do. That's all he can do. That's his contribution to this walkout. But you know what? You're right. It has happened before. Can it happen again?
Till all this
they're pretty
time.
comfortable right now. They've already qualified to champs, but there is still that Pacific
DFM versus
I
PRX.
guess they have more time to take the scenic route.
Yeah, it lets them breathe a little bit easier, but losing will never change. Like the fact that they lost last week, I know that they're not okay with that. No team who is this competitive, who is this good at the very top level, is ever okay with losing, and they certainly would be fuming with a loss today against DFM. We see a second look at the map, Vito. Summit is the first map. Ascent, maybe we see that mix once more, and then Split as that map 3 decider. So I think big questions on what is the compositional style here for PRX on Summit. Classically, they've been aggressive, but will they take that same style here?
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can go on it. I don't think that the meta is clearly defined. We've seen a bunch of different comps already in Pacific, so I'd imagine it will be some kind of flavor that we're used to for PRX. Let's just see kind of which way they go with it. You know, you talked about the aggression. We have seen them kind of go for something a little bit more off-meta at times on certain maps compared to what the rest of the teams are playing, and I think a big discussion point, of course, has been since Wendler has come into this particular team, he's had a lot of ideas. I think some of the Ascent comp comes down to that as well.
I mean, I think a big thing for me, for both of these teams really, is I want to see that step up in execution. For PRX, you can't have 21 first bloods to 11 and be losing the map, and for DFM, you can't be getting the macro right and then just not shooting the heads. I think this game is all about who used that last week to improve better. Now, don't get me wrong, I think PRX obviously favorites, as they almost always are, but this is a winnable game for DFM. I really want to stress that. The players are good enough, the ideas are good enough, it's just can they make it work in the server?
It was a winnable game for them as well. Back in kickoff 2025, was it?
Yep.
That was that one match where that was the biggest upset of that tournament. And of course, we have May here with his 100th map here in Pacific. Of course, a lot of us have him on our Build Diff teams for today. It's easy to see why. Of course, one of the top performers here in Pacific.
Yeah, we'll see what he's going to be able to put together in this server for DFM. they've actually made a change here. This is kind of what I was theory crafting. It is only May who has changed up his agent. He will be on the Waylay as opposed to the Neon. I felt like the Neon was going to be potentially something that was better against KRX. I wonder if this is something that DFM always intended to play. For PRX, though, this is the comp that they're going to be running. We haven't seen what they're going to be playing on this map. So this kind of looks like it has some influence from their Sunset comp almost.
Exactly. PRX love the Sage, especially on the newer maps, but it's something on the Sage. Solo duelist with Jing there. So I'm interested to see how something will look on this very different role.
Well, you have the two Japanese fans on the talent team of Paper Thin and Chubby Ninja voting for DFM, of course. They are the biggest fans of Japanese Valorant ever.
Japanese fans don't bite. Don't follow them on Twitter. Don't do it.
But, oh my gosh, something on the Sage. I was not expecting that. I guess this is the first time he's bringing out the Sage.
I mean, look, I think he can still up with it. I'm very curious how they use him here.
No, we're going to find out for sure how this all pans out. Let's toss it on back to Quack and Jordan.
Well, what do we make of this one? Obviously, this is another one of those kind of David and Goliath matchups that we were talking about yesterday with the VALORANT match, and that one actually did get us another one of those upsets. Now, we've had a lot of upsets. I would argue, have had one earlier on today. Do we get another one here? I mean, PRX, it feels like that, to me, seems like a bit of a bridge too far. To upset PRX, surely I'm getting this prediction right. Like, I'm 0-3 for the week. Surely this one I can get at least.
30-70% maybe.
Okay.
You know, I feel like there's always going to be a chance, and it's always something to hold on to for DFM, especially if you look at the map veto too. I mean, Summit, they just played it last week. Surely you can bet they have improved upon what's already there.
We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, there's that X factor of PRX's Summit, which we have yet to see as well. And of course, I think PRX, yeah, there's conversations, they've already qualified to champs, this and that, but I think they're 0-1 for the season so far, so I think they're going to be coming into this one hoping to get themselves kicked into gear. So tough day at the office, I would say, for DFM. Let's find out whether or not that will be the case as we jump into map one of our second game of the day, DFM PRX. And unfortunately, it's not 29 out of 29 here for Satan just yet.
It's such a troll. But either way, though, it will be something, indeed. Yes, his first ever career Sage right here on this map. We'll see how it all pans out. You do have to think, though, how the compositions do play into factor as well. Raise, fade, like there is a bit of synergy there. I'm not too sure, but I guess May on the Waylay kind of works out as well, but already, ooh.
Yeah, big fight brewing.
Hey.
May straight through that wall into
This is
the
a good
headshot from
flash,
Jing, but
or good line, but
for DFM to trade it out favorably enough.
some
1
trades.
for 1, and now Akame
Through the smoke,
coming in with the kill
we just
onto
play our lives.
something. Davai is going to look to try and equalize, but he goes fishing a little bit too far, and the Fishies buy it back. It's a 3K for DFM. Envy's found himself in a pretty intriguing position, though. Once that smoke fades,
I mean,
he
surely
might actually be able to get a
DFM
work
now.
done. Forsaken's just trying to get a bit of attention in his direction, see if he can maybe find a way to bring Envy's angle into play here. The creep coming forward. Cess is watching that, and in the end,
damn, Akame
almost been an ace. In the end, Cess will take it away. 1-0. DFM start well.
Oh, incredibly well, in fact. Akame celebrating a bit, 4 points away already. Halfway to his nightfall. That's going to be pretty useful for a retake, me a push if you want. But safe to say, you know, the map's still a bit of a factor. It's a great time for PRX to be playing this map and limit test it, as it were, with all the, you know, champs slots and everything. But yeah, there's not much that Envy could have done. You know, you slip past, that's still a drop position. It's not as though you can kind of climb back up and work off a tight angle. So trying different things out now, just a bit of conditioning. This time it's going to be Davai to lurk inside of B main, the rest of the team out towards A. But there is the problem of that Sage wall. The biggest loss, but the question is, how do you...
DFM's new pro?
Okay, you just break down the wall and keep going.
Yeah, the Sheriff dropped. Not retrieved by any of the remaining PRX players.
Okay, a bit of macro. They turn back around, maybe able to take down Akame, who has just
PRX
bandit,
never
so
lose pistols.
even Steven for both sides, depending on how this goes. I
I
believe
know,
Akame
the
has
road.
heard those little hops.
The road. It's falling.
Having a bit of a look in that direction. He's also looking pretty sharp today. Another nice one tap onto Envy.
PRX feeling the need to get a pinch on him. But he has support from Cess now.
You keep funneling kills into Akame. It could be a little awkward, that ulti getting built up for the next round. Nearly, but this time not quite enough from him. Finished off more or less by Cess. Kaede in there to
Good
grab
round
the
for
final kill.
DFM.
Nothing too untoward happening in round 2. So slow start to the series for PRX, but now that they have the guns in hand, we'll get an idea as to maybe why they peaked into this summit.
Yeah, leaving it open. I mean, you had all that time, so working on it, definitely a wise choice, but I mean, again, you know, it's kind of just an eco, but seeing PRX kind of test every lane that way and not being able to come up with much is a little bit odd, isn't it? And then you think about the next maps as well, like, are they going to still run their mix comp onto Ascent? How's that going to go? We'll see. DFM otherwise pretty happy for it now, but ooh, great. Smokes off mid, immediately taking
Okay, damage on May. This is a Bucky Marshall setup.
Sage wall already planted down as well.
Interesting.
PRX were just waiting for it. So
PRX is walking around the map.
The macro game, they'll immediately break it, and they still have options to kind of work around the rest of the map. They could also dive in if they so choose. It's just that they don't have clear info onto the site itself, but Envy does have a haunt.
Oh, so much delay utility.
See if they break the wall.
Comes out, and then Paranoia as well.
Instantly break the wall.
Doesn't seem like it's going to perturb PRX all that much, though. Jing going down on the entry.
Spam.
Things a little more
Just
difficult,
unaware.
and these angles around the wall
More
quite
spam.
problematic for PRX. All the info given, they pretty much know that they're coming, and
that's a good
doubling down.
3.
Making it look easy. PRX are being styled on by DFM in the bonus.
All right, 3-0. Akame has his ult now. That's going to be huge.
This is DFM's new Pearl.
You don't mind the call and the decision to continue barreling down in towards A site, but like I said, the hunt, it just doesn't really reveal too much. Players on the side, Yatsuka, the little angle around the last panel of the Sage wall, and every single fight is effectively CQB. It's so tight, and PRX have not quite been able to get the right angles, so it feels a little bit constricted, a little bit tight. We'll see what they can cook up on their attacking side now on his eco.
Get out, cancel. Can we get the B first, guys? They taking mid. Can we reclaim mid?
Okay, PRX.
Yeah, but we're gonna go from mid to B link also.
They just said they're gonna go mid to B. They have a player. Do they clear a comment? Does he get a second? A third? Not bad.
Two mid though. Viper and Norman.
Just dodges the blind.
Just immediately calling to cancel. They managed to get a pinch onto it, but it does cost them quite a bit. However, building blocks for the future rounds, you would think. Otherwise, also baiting out pieces of utility away from DFM. They're always reacting to every little bit. So that's a flash already spent. Now they're left with even less utility to kind of stall and delay. No more slows, no more flashes, just the saturate for May, which he has to equip, which is why I was thinking
Okay, so DFM are taking a main.
Also a lot of space now. DFM has a bit
Given that most attackers tend to work mid,
Kaide's on top of it though.
considering that they're low on time, they won't find
Something can get up to here.
Kaide. Yeah, they're just gonna have to worry about plant.
But just to stay in a position where you can try to pick things off. 10 seconds though.
They'll get the
Damn, a broke door.
Break the wall, someone.
I mean, this is not impossible for PRX to win.
Oh, Defy just saw him.
Sheriffs to chime in early
And he's low.
Kaide low, but he gets 2 somehow out of nowhere. That was looking
Something has a gun.
snakebite and then the
Gets a
shots.
kill
Something has
in a safe area.
He's got the rifle in hand. I'm not sure that he's going
to make it a 2v2.
get that res off, but
Try not to
we'll
1v3.
see if maybe he can do something. He's really concerned about the push coming from above. He needs to worry about this now. Res potentially on offer.
He said, guys, I got this, don't worry. I'm better ace.
Res and keep them in the fight. I think he has to get this done himself. Defuse being held. I mean, it was a 2-on-1. Yeah, it's not unwinnable at all there for something, but shots just don't quite go through. So DFM, they claim another, although that was probably the shakiest of the rounds.
Yeah, I can't lie, that was a little bit of wishful thinking from me. He just didn't have the space to make it happen, but This is great work from Kaide still. The flash, but he just holds down mouse 1. And although it was shaky, it just shows Paper X's ability to still, you know, be able to pivot around. They have that mid-rounding in them, which is what makes them capable. That said, though, DFM still putting up roadblocks every spot of the map, so we'll see what the adjustments could be coming up from the coaching staff. Alex and Wendler bringing this composition, which clearly quite similar to what DFM has, and they've already tried to work around it by breaking down the initial, you know, Sage wall set up all the way towards A main. However, it's just, oh hey,
hey, Aussies, what up? G'day.
They drew a little kangaroo too.
I'm happy.
Oh man,
they should have come yesterday to watch Autumn play.
They should have, huh? You're just gonna have a little chat with them afterwards. But anyway, yeah, just still curious to see what the adjustments are gonna be. I mean, clearly being able to work around mid control can work out pretty nicely for Paper X. But what's the util combo gonna be? I mean, they're known for pulling off quite some innovative stuff. I don't know if they really want to show that off this early in the stage, but who knows? That's what makes this team so fun to watch. And right now they're all grouped up towards B, so maybe something brewing. Wow.
Well, this is a bit of cookage.
Okay, straight B hit off of the Razor. Gets revealed. Gets a kill. They're finally getting aggro. Second nade. Oh, indecision. Just out in the open. PRX is back.
Do get this round over the line, so fair enough on the behalf of Paper X. Kaide will just see if he can hold on to this Phantom for now.
Maybe not. Well, nah, Paper X aren't going to go hunting right now anyway.
It's a bit more like it though for Paper X, no?
Yeah. I mean, kind of standard. It's just, you know, full-on set play into sight. You got the satchel, showstopper. You're clearing out or blocking off certain spots on the site, and the whole, like, you gotta love it when they're going in with that, like, hive mind mentality. Everyone knows what they have to do, and everything is just so in sync that as DFM tries to rotate quickly, it's just, you know, one by one. May tries to do something with an off, but already someone's on top of him too. Which, you know, for all things considered, for the next round, DFM might start to spend more resources, more players to try to reinforce the B site, which then would be gaps elsewhere, and that's what the macro game's about. We'll see. It's a great way to try to bring things back. But everything works out pretty nicely. Look at where the slow orbs land specifically, too.
A bit of momentum back there for Paper X.
Oh, same thing? There's an op still for me.
This time no showstopper, so it makes getting those entries a little harder.
Aggressive Viper Wall 2.
So you have Akame with that Nightfall starting to come across, so if there is a committed hit here from Paper X, that might just get pulled.
Perfect line for it.
Yep. As of yet, no investment. There it goes. Paper X already have got themselves that entry or two that they need, so the Nightfall
3v5.
won't delay them enough.
This is going to be a fight and drop.
There to wait for the drop from Kaide and Paper X. Looks like they've
Yep.
kind of figured out this
What a
B-side.
peek.
They haven't quite figured out their aim though.
No, that's a drop peek.
There, not ideal at all. It shouldn't go that way. Kaide has
Okay,
given DFM
2v3.
a chance back in at this round. It might be getting pulled back away from them though. Dubite and something linking back up, and Paper X take their second.
And they'll continue to put those on the board too, even without the showstopper. Just trying to take a look at how it's done as well. I mean, the spacing works out very nicely because Jing, although he gets ahead, he makes use of the obstacles on site for cover. Breaks down the door, blocks off more, guys sight lines away from DFM, and then the team aggresses despite the Nightfall. Like, they waited out. So it's bit by bit, and everything's quite clear and clean. A shooting as well. Now they go back off something a little more default. DFM go back into 3-2 split. But of course, with mid-presence, DFM comes back in around. Oh, this is good.
Ball's just going to be cancelled out, really. Forsaken looking for a duel or two, and he's got Jing there to back him up. Device in mid there with
Trying to fight him, dude.
Bit of traffic.
At least through link side.
PRX kind of playing this like death ball comp and walking around
I
the
got
map.
it, it's a
April in
deathmatch.
DFM. It's working out nicely. Sort of what they did on the B site for those 2 entries as well. Just grouping together. There's not a whole lot of nuance necessarily to it. Get into the site, get your entries, win the round.
It's just like really solid fundamental Valorant being played, right? Like, you break the wall, you know what the reaction's gonna be. They kind of saw nothing towards B main, so DFM immediately rotates. They try to check, clear out towards mid, and lo and behold, like Forsaken, Jing, 2 players just holding the angle down, immediately canceling off anyone who does try to peek into it. Like 2 X's laid on top of one another, and that's how sharp these guys are. So although it was a rip-roaring start for DFM on the map, PRX just immediately answered back. That's still impressive. They're building up their ults as well. By the way, though, Jordan, could you do me a favor?
What's up?
Say Davai.
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 I love it. Thank you.
Do you know where I think that comes from? Obviously, everyone's giving me a bit of slack for saying Davai. There's a song. I'm pretty sure it's by Bass Hunter. It's called Davai. And in the song, he goes, Davai, Davai.
I am not familiar. Is that EDM?
It would be, yeah, house, I think, more so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's dance music. I guess it is EDM. I don't know really what you would categorize it as, but
your genre.
It's like European, like Swedish. I think it's Swedish.
Ooh. One thing I don't listen to, but anyway, in case anyone needs to know, which caster is the one who has been saying it's Elfish Guy. I'm sorry. Either way, timeout now for DFM because clearly something needs to be worked on.
And by the way, before we get too far down the rest of the rabbit hole, I will just say I've known Davai longer than literally any of you guys have known he's existed. By the way, let's just put that out there.
Talk your shit. Yeah.
I was casting him from his very first game in esports.
Keep going. Yes. Which year is that?
Actually, I don't know. It's probably like 2017, something like that.
But way before some of the fans have even been born, for sure.
Well, maybe not that far back. We don't. How young are the fans at that point? But
you never know.
No, I mean, I've seen his whole career. Let's just put it that way.
That's true. You gotta admit. And you have like, yeah, you go way back. Anyway. So not the best of buys for DFM in this upcoming round, but they're going to stick with the same. The only key difference being a bit more stall utility. The Sage on towards the B site now.
Okay, 2-1-2 default for defense. Instant fight in A, at least threaten it.
Prowler for now. PRX will stay suspicious, but also curious towards the mid portion of the map. No one's really peeking out just yet, so after seeing a couple of players out towards A breaking the Prowler, they're just going to head back to B. It's worked for them before. Why not?
Missile angle? I mean, that will work. If you've got shots like that through from something, you'll be happy with
Divine
it.
has a lurk.
Port to come back across from Cess.
Info on one.
Reinforce this side. It does give PRX a little bit of a second to think
Hey,
about.
they have a high low.
But Divine has worked his way in through the smoke and now has quite a bit of space on that site. He's going to be reinforced as well by something.
They don't
so
know.
Even if something doesn't win that duel, imagine the swing will come through and the trade would be there. But PRX, they don't even need that. It is looking too clean at the moment. They once again kind of just walked their way into B.
They don't even break a sweat. I mean, I was considering they had the option after the wall comes up and everything. They break the wall, they can call a cancel, go back to A. But no.
30 seconds left.
They don't just fully double down or commit either, though. It's the fact that they stayed around Link and then waited for a bit more of a contact, applied more pressure after getting the second kill, and then the players on the site themselves, feeling that pressure, would have to peek out or, go for a check. And, unfortunately for them, it's like 2, 3 maybe players out towards B main, all trained their sights down towards the site. It's not even like some insane util. It's just very clear, standard, and then you got mid rounding as well. Like everything's pretty intact. 4-4, and they're gonna keep going for more. I don't know what DFM is gonna pull out off at the timeout. little bit concerned for their economy going into the next rounds too. Oh, okay.
Right at the last second, that's got to feel bad. And what's got to feel bad as well for DFM is getting off to a 4-0 start and thinking, hey, we might actually have a chance right here. And then just 4 rounds of PRX doing what PRX does. So you're right back into square one if you're DFM here.
No kidding. And they're not the type of team to like suddenly go aggressive either. So I feel like DFM is just going to keep trying to stack up on sites. 1-1-3 now, and they do have a Bucky in the form of Cess on A. PRX have been starting with most of their openings on towards this portion of the map, but well, they can leave Devi on an insert here, Devi, and then the rest of the team can go skulking off elsewhere.
Toxins going up.
Similar approach again for PRX over towards that B side of the map. Of course, you've got Devi over here causing a little bit of a ruckus on A.
Oh, this is so good. Look at how
I mean,
like,
considering one person broke the wall, you can assume it's the lurker.
It is a super contact
Wow.
really heavy from PRX on this attack. Obviously, that's not worked out for Devi this time, but it's the go signal for PRX to work their way into B. A couple of missed shots from Jing.
Might be an
Now
eco
the
for
situation starts
DFM.
to unfold a little bit more awkwardly for PRX. 3-on-5, they're going to have to try to stave off this retake attempt from DFM, and they have a lot to retake with. May needed to drop there. Again, a failure.
Main
The accuracy
Kaide.
side of things for PRX is what's letting them down
Kaide
in
with
this
3.
round, and now just Envy to try to put together a miracle round. He is slowed in what essentially amounts to be a freezer at this point. He is not getting out of this one. So, nice retake for DFM, but also, you have to say, PRX, they are living by the sword, they are dying by the sword. Some of the rounds, they're walking in, they're getting headshots, they're winning the round. Some of the rounds, they're walking in, they're not hitting their shots, and then they are losing. That's just the idea here on this attack. The contact plays, obviously that's not a contact play, but Jing kind of sending it, missing his shots. You see this fight not go their way. A lot of these duels are winnable duels for PRX, perhaps favorable duels even. And they're not being able to convert those, and that's why they've lost that round. So they'll look at that and they think, well, we made some actually okay decisions. We just didn't hit our shots. Yeah, that sometimes happens, but nice win for DFM. You've got to take what you can, especially in a game like this one against PRX.
That's just the quintessential PRX right now as well. They're going faster in towards A site. It's Showstopper. Oh, slowed down for a bit, but
it's the slow stopper. But it works. Akame goes down anyway. Yatsuka
Has
does
res,
trade Jing
banana
back on out
position.
and does double down
What
as
a
well.
one-tap.
So it may not be the entry that PRX ultimately needs onto this A side. It takes some recovering in the
2v2.
form of something.
Plant would give him res. Oh, he's going for the orb.
Rez is there. On to Envy.
Could call, cancel, go back to B. And that's exactly what they're about to do. May has a great line
I think
down
they're
by
about to
middle,
cut
so-
sound.
Oh, PRX double down
Walk
towards
into
A site.
A. Oh, they
Waiting up the
are.
wall. Cess has nothing, just a rifle.
Cess could get one off of spam.
Cess is gonna
Yep.
cancel the plant, but it is at the cost of
May
his
has an
life.
op in a
38
Viper's
seconds here
pit.
for PRX. It's not going to be too big of a concern to be losing one. Puts it into the one on
Yeah,
two.
he has a gun now.
Has found a rifle.
PRX are gonna double peek.
It's fraught with danger though, and Envy peeking
What a
out
shot.
of the pit gets the job done for PRX. 5-5.
That's fantastic work as well. I mean, sometimes picking up a rifle, if the players are able to listen attentively enough, might be able to hear that it was picked up. And all around the pit too. Quick heads up play. It was almost a dire situation for PRX admittedly. 3v4-5, I imagine, but just being able to bring that back, something, getting the orb, that's just so
Alex
quick.
Alex is still looking a bit.
He's not impressed.
Yeah. 5 from DFM here. Considering it's been a 5-1
I need
split
that
since
fade
the
eye.
opening start from DFM, I don't think you can
Spam.
be too bad, but
Trying to go for the trade.
DFM Cess gonna try to TP back
Gets
to
out a
safety,
little
or at least
bit.
relative safety. He's on 1 HP. All up for May. Go over the top of it as well.
May,
and Forsaken
May,
ready
please,
this time
May.
around. Gun barrel spotted. He's looking for another
There's
one,
better
but the jiggle
plays. There's
works out
better
nicely.
days.
PRX having a pretty tough time of breaking down DFM.
Oh my
Defense
god, something.
from something was
1v2.
Is it enough to set double
Kairi
success?
and Akame.
Has a bit of delay utility after the plant. Has the wall to help him out as well, so it's not impossible.
Certainly not impossible.
They're both.
Sharp when he wants
They
to
both
be.
have light
Two
shields.
players headed in his direction.
One player has a stinger. One player has a gun.
Orb to see if he can find a little
I mean,
window of safety.
oh,
but
he's
now
already
seen
dinked.
by Akame, and 10 HP tagged down pretty substantially. The pit will be pulled as well as an insurance fund. Snakebite goes through, but it's too late to deny the defuse. So DFM claim another round, and they have the chance of holding PRX at a deficit at halftime.
Oh, so good from both sides, though. DFM. I mean, look at this. Initial contact, and that's a quick swing as well for Cess. And immediately Yatsuka comes back in to support it. It becomes an effective high-low. So
Ooh.
despite Something's best efforts and the rest of the team, which you have to admit, this is an insane flick, it's still not going to be enough. Down to the 1v2 with the pit and everything as well. Great recognition from Akame to consider a separate angle. But PRX, just go at it again. It's aim duels on top of aim duels.
1-for-1 so far. Yatsuka will heal himself back up. Looks like he wants to kind of come back on that line. He does get the res in the end. They're going to continue the challenge here, but Yatsuka essentially giving his life up. May still.
That was a little questionable. At least get a smoke to cover.
Always going to be that marksman. The rest
But
of the
we
team
don't have enough
great
smokes.
full-on collision 3v3.
So 3v3 fights.
Prowler goes forward. Info's not there though. Forsaken trying to port back out. The timing was all wrong for PRX. 7-5. DFM are giving PRX a real headache here on Summit.
Incredible. And I have to imagine that's maybe one of those new map things again. They just saw everyone out by middle. PRX were considering it, but what they did not know is I believe Kaide all the way outside of B main had already pushed out, so the team, DFM, knew that it was going to end up on A eventually, and look at how they played the slide off angle as well. Even tossing in the saturate right at the end in B, could not trade for the team.
Halftime.
So not too bad. We do have a relative even game between both sides right now. PRX coming in with their own set plays off of some timeouts, but DFM with their own adjustments. Real quick as well, you can tell it's a little bit corrected from last week where they just kept on delaying but didn't have anything else left for the fights. This time around, they just continue to meet PRX at every single stop.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a bit of a different ballgame going up against the triple duelists of KRX as opposed to what PRX are doing. And like in a sense, you know, PRX, they are sort of still looking for that duel heavy style, but it's in a different capacity when you've got three duelists that are sort of trying to jump straight at you. We're seeing a lot more long range duels. That is quite impressive.
That's an insane helmet. The lights
came from Sweden. That is quite far.
To Korea.
I respect that.
And of course you got Akame and his guns too. Okay. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's just a bit of a different game, but still the ideas, the executions all working out for DFM, who have retained their lead after a little bit of a drop-off, but we'll see how the pistol goes now. PRX again, I think their composition with the paint shells, the siege nades, might be a little bit better in defense, who knows? They're going to be going past their screen for now.
Oh, smoke's gone up over towards B, but that is not going to delay DFM at all. They have made the perfect call to just waltz their way into B. And PRX are now scurrying their way
pushing into spawn.
Of that lurk from Kaide, and now May in a strong position here.
May's
crossfire established by DFM. This should be their pistol.
Oh, he's not by himself.
May needs some help,
some
and
whiff.
in the end, it ends up being a
4v4. Divide with 2.
PRX are coming right back into it. Something with some spam through the smoke, and all of a sudden, DFM in what looks to be a good round now, struggling a little more so.
Needed that kill.
Kaide has to get it done alone. Freebie onto Forsaken.
1v2.
Still put him in a 1v2.
He has a good angle.
In his favor, and he is playing
around
the Rosie. It's not enough. 1-for-1 gives PRX the second half.
Just like fraction off.
Death Ball, Death Squad, man. They're so fluid with how they want to rotate back in and around, and even though there is a corner that was kind of left unchecked, a new map, it seems obvious, but it's always one of these small little things that just happens when you're actually in the server, on a stage, by the way, sometimes. But immediately there's a trade, and that's what works out so nicely for PRX. They constantly
Damn, I just love how pistols are so technical. We have no util left, and we're just taking gunfights.
That even down to the 2v1, although Kaide does manage to be able to get one down, it's a crouch and a shot for Something, who is putting up some big numbers for the team right now, but similar ideas, wants to set up the wall or a slow to check for presence around a main. This is a variation of what DFM did before.
Well, this is a shooting gallery.
He's in a smoke.
Something might die through
It's going to be
spam.
awkward for Something. The Sheriff doesn't really have the stopping power to deal with 5 players coming around the corner at the same time.
At least he
and
gets
he's
one.
caught in an awkward spot, but reinforcements arriving in the form of Jing and Forsaken, who has found a couple of taps through that wall. So PRX looking to recover the 7-7 scoreline. Kaide's going to be given the orb. At least he gets that before he falls.
Hey, 2 all points.
It is something.
Yeah, might as well. 7-7. You didn't think that you were going to be able to get away with much else at the end of the round, but that is so quick. Something, yeah, that had some question marks to it, but he at least gets one. I was thinking maybe he goes in for a wall or something, but either way, immediate
Damn,
with the
not a
flash.
single kill.
Forsaken gets 2 off of his own flash as well. Jing has
Was in plain
assistance. It's really clean.
First gone round here for DFM. We'll see what they've been cooking up in the last week.
Okay. 3-2 or 3-1-1 if you consider May to be mid.
Okay, DFM might need this round.
Oh, that is sharp from Forsaken.
What a duel. And the toxic screens are still there and available.
No one's really
That
too
is
close to ults besides Something. I mean, man, Envy's
Pseudo Sentinel all the way towards the A portion of the map.
a couple rounds away.
Akami's trying to dip his toes in towards B.
Yeah, just keep those players honest. Keep them on the B side while the rest of DFM move their way in through middle.
Boombot's good too, but
doesn't clear actually anything. I mean,
Hey, I think they're gonna be split.
Smart for DFM to dodge.
Wonder if they break door.
That's the important
Probably not. Once they take contact with Jing.
Simply progress through middle. Jing kind of watching for it. He's going to drop the door.
Oh, he doesn't know.
DFM still not making a single sound.
But Forsaken is covering it.
They are still ready. They haven't moved any of these players off of the B side. DFM going to be walking into 3. Now only 2 and now 1 as the entries are connected, but you're not expecting that third player. Divide will deliver for 2.
2Ks on 2Ks on 2Ks.
PRX a bit of a sniff in with this bonus round. A
That's
2-on-2
so
retake required for Something
The
and
timing.
Jing. No tags going through onto DFM.
2v2.
Find it a little bit harder to get the job done here, but it's all about Jing at the moment. The Bulldog finds the head of Cess, and there's a shot connected
he got the
and an
tag
easy finish
before he
for Jing.
died.
As PRX will claim
1v1
their
clutch.
bonus.
How did Divide just turtle up and get those 2 kills? That hadn't gone through.
They think there's only 2 on the site, and then they overlook the possibility that once they pick the 2, that there could be a third there.
It's just so impressive still, though. I mean, oh my god. PRX themselves also kind of overlooking B-Link, but this is just so quick and sharp. Something getting the last punch through as well makes it easy for Jing to finish the job, and now that's bonus. Broken economy for DFM. It's just so clean from this team. Every player still able
Come
to
on, May.
regardless
Step
of the
up.
situation they are
Come
in.
on, bro.
We'll see though what DFM
Battle
trying to
Siege.
get done with their eco right now. Very tentative down the middle.
Something's just thinking of timing in the smoke and aiming. Oh, Jing's in that off angle. In mid. Yep. Damn, a comms check on an eco round.
Cool little trades with the C's tossed in as well. And that's just easy trades for days.
Kame gonna have a bit of a look with that Sheriff.
Oh, he knows.
Spike first and foremost. Forsaken's given him an opportunity at a 1v1, and now Devi's done the same thing. This is how you lose these kinds of rounds. It's hubris from Paper X.
Kame thinks
something can raise,
something might wrap, but he might.
Oh, peak is coming, and once again,
it's a good attempt. Especially in an eco round.
Should not have been that close.
Insane share shots.
I feel like I've just watched them so many times now that like I've come to just
you accept it.
Enjoy, yeah, a little bit. Alex must be enraged though. Like some of these duels and fights.
Think
it's just so
body shot.
That's like
think body shot.
But at the same time, for DFM, you have to admit that those were some pretty crisp shots from Akame. They brought that eco all the way down to 1v1. Like, damn. Still though, round for Paper X. Gonna be able to continue off of it. But you can also kind of see like DFM do have some ideas and approaches to how they're trying to clear certain angles and corners as well. All these little bits of elevation towards middle, maybe even B main towards the back of the, the actual area where there is a ledge that can throw off crosshair placements. It is helpful, but they haven't really done enough or too much to apply pressure to portions of the map yet. They're not playing that kind of tactical, incredibly slow pace. So Paper X are kind of happy to poke around a little bit. Jing, you've seen him pivoting around middle a lot, breaking down doors, blocking off pathways away from DFM. And that's just more obstacles for DFM to think about as well. The one thing, though, I have to say would be at this point, 7 and 9, DFM can come in with some kind of a set play, perhaps. Might be able to throw Paper X off guard.
Yeah, it's about time for DFM to start rolling on this attack if they want to have anything to say about this map. Looked pretty good in the first half. Now that Paper X have gone over onto the defense, things have gotten much more difficult. And we know Paper X is that kind of team that can just get on a bit of a roll and essentially run away with the game when things are going well for them. We do get a little tech pause here. You know, every time you hear that music, that's what's coming.
Well, hi-hats. Yeah. Shouldn't be too long, though. Who knows? We haven't had one in quite a while.
I'm told we're resuming. So,
there we go.
Just a minor issue maybe, or maybe a non-issue, to be honest. Someone's earbud fell out. That kind of stuff happens. You ever played with in-ears? You play in-ears or over-ear headphones?
Depends.
I've never done both. I feel like it would be a little bit awkward. You know, you get
when you're at home, you don't need it.
No, but like obviously it's something you have to get used to on the stage, right? So it might be easy for it to just fall out. Anyways, besides the point, we're back in game. Paper X up 9 and 7. We've just come off the timeout here from DFM.
Alfish is a pro. But yes,
absolutely not in any way, shape, or form.
They are close to some ultimates, though, so those could be very big, game-changing plays that they can make. Immediately taking control over A main, bit of presence towards B as well.
Paper X are sending for a B trap with Razor.
Okay, Paper X giving them due
It
respect.
says has sight, and he takes the timing peek.
Collect one on the way through, and it's not going to need to be a retake if you drop the spike.
I don't know if that was intentional, but that was pretty good.
That is madness. DFM thought they had the side for free. In the end, Paper X said, no, you do not. May and Cess immediately find themselves alone, and unfortunately for May, this is like playing a horror game. All your mates are just gone.
One by one
pretty good.
Well. On the side, he just has to clear.
He just got picked off.
Little angles as best as he can. Yeah, and that's what Paper X is so damn good at, though. Envy as well. Like, they're just playing reserved, watching every possible lane of entry. As soon as he hears something, immediately pops in for that quick peek and actually gets the kill. And then the next one is the guy with the spike. Like, why not have May carry it and then, dash in, light speed in or something, but well, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Now they're gonna go full on collision into A side, just a toxic screen and maybe Envy to try to hold it off. Ooh, Devi.
As soon as that wall goes down, he's gonna have quite the handful to deal with, and just absolutely no chance there as Yasuka able to double down on the entry. It felt like Davai just got a little bamboozled.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This has got to be what
They
the
don't win
timeout
this
was
round,
for. You
then
have a full set play
it's
into
pretty much
this.
over.
Hitting the nightfall, everything. Davai might have been considering, you know, maybe he says something to
Kade's
the
not ready.
corner, but okay. Something tries to
It
bring
is a
back.
4v3.
Down the wall, though.
I don't know. Let's not count this as over just yet. PRX have had a couple of moments where they've looked pretty sharp, and
Jing
also
has
holding
ult,
onto a
something has
showstopper.
ult.
You do have a res available, something in position.
Now
to
it's a
find one on the
4v4.
inv. So 4 on 4 for the retake. Time has ticked away pretty substantially, but that doesn't matter if
They
you
need
find
to
an
kill.
entry or two, and Jing's going to get
Trade.
the first. No more than that, and we get a
Good res,
straight
he's in a
back
safe
on
position.
Through in the end, DFM looking to
No
hold
time.
on, and it seems as though they will.
They need to get
as
out.
that spike ticks ever faster. PRX unsuccessful this time. It's mutually assured destruction for everybody left on the site. Something even goes down. Kame, the only survivor, but PRX invests quite a bit on that retake.
They're gonna have to
It
have
does not
buy.
pay off.
I mean, you can say the same for both sides, to be honest.
At least
I mean, I guess they
correct.
could force.
Exactly. I think that's the main takeaway. But it's a bit of a desperado gambit from PRX to be able to force this to happen in the first place. Like, ultimates, the res brought back in from Yatsuka as well. In the grand scheme of things, although this was a very nice set play into post-plant hold as well, not being able to make it out alive in the battle of attrition, PRX might still have an edge. They start off the round with a peek in towards middle this time.
Okay, big fight in mid.
Nothing to be seen so far.
Oh, PRX are gonna walk out. There's only one holding the line.
Down at the wrong time. Could be awkward for Forsaken and Jing, but they still manage to find what they need.
Trades in favor of
A 2
PRX.
for 1, the spike also dropped. There's a massive advantage here for PRX, and it looks like they want to try to hold on to it for now, although starting to exit middle.
Don't really have to. Look at Davai as well. I mean, this is PRX swinging with their sword, and boy, is that sword sharp. Davai into a corner, but it's a bit of a one and done.
Off angle, nasty off angle.
Kaide is done.
Yeah, clean headshot. May's been spotted out now as well. You
Triple swing and
no
mid.
mistake to be made there from PRX. Spike still not really retrieved. Takame's just picked it up now. And he's not going to get away with it.
That's crazy.
PRX up to 11, dictating this game at the moment. DFM, they get one round in the second half, but they're not able to put anything behind it, so it really does feel like a bit of an outlier.
Kind of, huh? But it's just so darn good as well, everything that they're considering. I think teams are gonna have to be studying this tape. It's not one of those odd or like off-meta compositions. It might not be like a full double duelist, but it's very measured and controlled, very reliable, and fundamentally, PRX are playing it pretty nicely as well. DFM trying to test, but PRX just pushing it.
Something recognizing there's a fair bit on the other side. So gonna just try to slow things down with the orb.
It's cool to back off. They're just gonna hold.
You go around this corner, DFM, it's like running into a shooting gallery, and
Okay, some trades. You guys, we don't have to. Guess we can keep on fighting.
Somewhat opened up. May could dash on in.
Okay. Oh, they're trying to min-max it, get a res in.
Yep, he gets plant.
I don't know if the res is going to be so easy
Goes back into B main, but Forsaken is there.
So Yatsuka, if he's too hell-bent on getting this res, he might just fall for free round the corner, and Forsaken is waiting. It was a bait after all. Yatsuka too eager for the revive, and Davai is in there onto May. PRX will go to 12. You could see the idea for DFM. You called it. It was maybe the right call, but in the end, PRX thinking one step ahead.
And that's not even like this is just fundamentally what makes some of these individual players that good. They recognize it and they immediately pounce onto it. Forsaken. Oh. Not only that, like every instant contact, it's not going to be easy for DFM to break through unless they have some kind of set play.
Psycho, bro.
Again, oh, Psycho. Fundamentally, everything just works out really neatly. And although this is Kame's 1000th milestone career kill, you're going to need a hell of a lot more just to get this map to an OT. Oh, Viper's Pit. Okay.
Interesting. Well, on the topic of something, by the way, I think he's pretty close to 3,000. He came in this week at 2,963, so a chance that he could maybe get it today if it's a longer game.
Pixel.
Is trying to steal some of those kills away. Jing's in there
Punish.
as well as Envy. There's a massive
It's a
mid setup from
3v2.
PRX, and DFM have gone walking straight
What a
into
good
it. Nades could be a huge problem.
nade.
Yatsuka survives and heals back on up.
Making it 3v3.
Walls off first.
But they have control of mid.
Okay, straight back
Okay.
into the test for PRX hasn't worked out. The reses, typically speaking, have been quite effective for DFM.
Devi though.
Yeah.
It's not going to be an easy 1v3, that's for sure. But he has slipped up all the way from behind. Will DFM expect another lurk or flank play?
He's watching for it. Devi can close the distance, but walks straight into the headshot. So DFM not down just yet.
This can definitely go a little bit further as well. Take a look at the alt economy. May one away from convergent paths. Could be very useful for a full site to take. And considering all the mid hits, this is another one of these rounds where this time PRX kind of dies by the sword. They wanted to go for the aim duels, especially off of the res. Like it's a, it's a sound opportunity to try to capitalize off of. But if DFM are just a little bit more readier, it is what it is. You go off to the next one. Jing one away from Showstopper as well. This can make for a pretty explosive last few rounds. DFM though, just full in waltz into A site.
Not going to let that one happen. Not so easily at least.
Okay,
but
good
does
collapse
have to
on
go
the
down
people that are
fighting.
flooding.
Also drops in that. Meanwhile, A site somewhat cracked open here. DFM getting a fast plant in and some
You're here
nice space being
too.
taken
Where's
as
the
well by
third?
May. He
Where's
might
the
even just
third?
continue with this push, and
The
that is gonna be
third.
a real
Third
ticking
is
timer
flanking.
for PRX. They're not expecting him that far progressed. It's a decent trade from Jing, who again has got the showstopper ready to rip if there's maybe an opening in this round.
Maybe not though. 2v3. Can't
Bro,
go
don't
alone.
give Jing a free one.
Something is being given time to work. and
Akame,
say he's gonna
the
try and steal
timing.
from Akame, but Jing got nothing done, so might not be
The
a
timing.
relevant factor in the end. Time is starting to get away from something.
Smoke is too good.
Wants to push his way forward and cannot win it. For
Sage
PRX,
v
so DFM
Sage.
survive yet again.
Now 2 rounds away. What's the economy
Think-
then look like for PRX? They have their ult that they are still sitting on though.
Yeah.
So
Bye,
anything
half bye.
can happen. It still kind of feels like it could be anyone's game, although that said, DFM does have a bit more work to do. However, it's quite clear that going in with full push, full rushes can work out quite effectively if PRX only have singular players left on sites to try and stall or hold. Like Devi was only able to take down one, couldn't toss in a snakebite because he had no info, honestly. That's fair, especially that's what that Waylay can do. He did what he could. Ultimately wasn't quite fully enough yet. Now it's gonna be a timeout. Could see PRX start to shore up defenses on both B or A a bit more, extremities, which leaves gaps elsewhere as well. DFM will have their choice pick. Remember, they have their alts to bank on as well. They can sell some fakes if they so choose, convergent paths and the like.
Alright, fist bumps all around as the timeout does fade away. PRX wanting to ensure that they get it done here before it gets a little bit too out of hand. One more round for DFM and it really starts to add that element of doubt to PRX's chances of winning this map. But for now, it's still kind of feeling comfortable enough.
Yeah, maybe. PRX just bank on the fact that, yeah, they're not going to hit A twice. Let's bank up on B this time. Hope that it works out. Bit of a crossfire, maybe. Something to jiggle for info first.
It's going to be pushed away. Convergent paths in.
Hey.
May.
Ooh,
It's
May
a
with
double. There's
2
no
on
way.
the entry.
Something and Jing just deleted, both caught by the convergent paths and could not land their shots. Envy though, for at least 1 and 2.
Envy.
Now Forsaken chiming in
Ooh.
as well. It's not possible.
Ooh,
Surely
1v1
that they
for
can
the
still
map.
hold this round. A 3v5 for PRX if Devi can close out this 1v1.
Yes, he ult towards Link.
Will be spotted out or not. He just
No.
avoided it by the barest of margins and Akame.
Device is too
bamboozled.
cold,
It is
man.
over. PRX secure the 3-on-5. Devi wins the 1v1. And yes, his name is Devi.
Let's go! Which is exactly what it means as well. My God. Cool as a cucumber. And he doesn't even break a sweat. dodges the Nightfall with ease. That's a simple pick as well. They always had the cushion to go off of. It was pretty close, you have to admit. DFM have the right building blocks, but PRX's blocks are just that more solid. And that's what I was talking about. This is a scary team when they have the right fundamentals to build off of. For the next few iterations of this, you can bet they're going to try to make something more innovative out of their current composition. Teams, yeah, you got to beware PRX on Summit, man.
I would say there was still, you know, a couple of teething issues there for PRX. Certainly the slow start raised a couple of questions. They'll be looking at that map and saying, was that our best foot put forward on Summit? I don't think they'll say yes to that. They'll definitely have some things that they want to work on, they want to fix up. I think they would say that was a little bit too close for comfort by their standards, but end of the day, decent game played by DFM as well, it does have to be said. And we do move into map 2 with PRX still in a pretty solid position, so I don't think anyone really walks away from that too disappointed. Yeah, you don't want to lose the map, but you know, to get close against PRX, I think as DFM, that is still considered a pretty solid game.
Like, look at this as well from Akame. I mean, man was popping off, he was showing off his guns during the walkout, but then you got to think about Ascent. Is PRX going to still be playing their mixed composition? But DFM, they can be pretty damn solid as well, and they look to be in pretty decent form today. Going to toss it back over to the desk for now, though. We'll have to listen to what they have to say.
Definitely agree that that was a bit too close for comfort, even down to the very last round. But PRX, they managed to take their map pick of Summit here, but DFM, this was like really good from them, I have to say.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like it's interesting to see what PRX is experimenting with a little bit in this group stage. They're one of the teams that's already qualified for champs. Other teams that aren't really stringing together a ton of upsets, maybe you could say like a Gen G has a chance to top 2 in their group, but if you're one of the teams that doesn't like DFM loses their opening game, they're also kind of in experimental phase until we go into play-ins, and I think both of these teams are kind of testing things out on Summit and feeling each other out, and I thought that they both played decently in this game.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think this is horrible for DFM, but right now, 2 Summits played and 2 losses that do feel kind of winnable. It's a little bit tough for them here. I think PRX just a little bit better in the server, in those difficult moments. That's where PRX are so good, where they've been so famed for in the past. So no surprises here of PRX taking their map pick, but DFM, I think they can still feel like this is a very winnable series.
Yeah, and you have the debut of something on the stage. I was going to say stage on the something, but this was quite a surprise just because I would think that maybe it was Jing that was going to be on the stage. You know, we saw a lot of those, you know, TikTok walls and everything when Jing was previously on the stage, but we have something this time, debuting this agent on Summit. I mean, I guess
that's
it
it for the stream.
Yeah, look, I mean, the very
Catch
first
you tomorrow. Some other games, some more games. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night.
It's a very simple agent to play. You can